Lol, didn't I just do this the other day?
Nut. Nut.
Oh, wait, music? Hello, everybody. Oh, I messed up the music. There we go, the music. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. How's it going? Hi. Hi, Tivo. Hi, Planet. Hi, Sam. Hi, Mixplody. Mastikai. Indigo. Hello. I'm glad to see you got your points. Zav. Hi. Welcome on in, guys. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? Things are going good. I spent an hour doing testing on the new Clam Club update that you guys aren't going to see just yet, but it might be out soon. Very, very soon. It's looking like it's almost done, the new update. So if you guys like my world, it's going to get an update soon. Going to be soon. You like this song? I picked it, you know, I don't talk about this. Before stream, I spend about 5 minutes like going through my playlist and I find like just the right opening one. I want something with like a little bit of upbeat vibes that's kind of bouncy usually. I try to pick something specific for that, but yeah. You're excited? I'm really excited. All the VR hangouts that you guys have been hanging out and doing lately, they're going to be here much more because all the features that Tyroy has been asking for, I've been like implementing them. So the media player is getting updated. We're doing like furniture colliders. We're doing like some moving furniture. We're updating the video player area so that it's got better stereo sound. The ocean's getting updated. The lighting's getting updated. We're putting more lighting in. We're moving some stuff around. It's going to be really, really good. Really cozy, really good. It's good, good, good. Hi, Lysic. Hi. I'm really excited to show you guys. I like low-key was like almost tempted to show you guys today, but I'm like, no, it's not quite time. It's not quite time. We're almost there. You know, it's almost been a year since we uploaded the Clam Club originally. Is it available to Quest users? Yeah. This world is Quest and VRChat compatible, and everything in it should be Quest and PC compatible. Some of the shaders obviously don't work on Quest, but the world is totally Quest and PC compatible. That's actually something that I really pushed for when we first launched this world rather, because we knew that there were a lot of Questies in the community, and so it was important to me that we try to include as many people as possible, because that's what I try to do here, right? Inclusivity. I want everybody to feel comfortable here. Uh-oh. The noodles saga begins.
Chicken nuggets or chicken strips, which do you like more? Well, oh gee whiz, Sink. It's a tough choice. I suppose I'd have to say that I'm partial to chicken strips.
Chicken strips?
I'm
a big chicken strips fan.
Crispy, savory chicken strips.
True, true. Yeah, you could join. Yeah, so all of our stuff there should be pretty compatible. Man, I can barely hear all the OBS sounds today, huh? Are the notifications and everything on OK Tab like
Syncot pray,
for you?
Syncot
Can you hear them?
Syncot pray.
Can you hear everything? Okay, because they're a little quiet for me. As long as they're fine for you, then I don't really care. You cannot hear it at all. Okay, so that's interesting. Interesting. Let me take a look at this. It seems like every time I do one of these, huh? Here, let me take a look at this. System sounds. Steam VR helper. I think this might be the problem here. Oh crap. Oh, now I've really done it. Now I've really done it. It's okay. This is fixable. It's fixable. Oh, crap. I did it again. Oh, God. Oh, Christ. Okay, hang on. I gotta use a mouse for this. This is difficult. Hang on. Just hang on for a second. I can't do this with my little controller. This is impossible. I messed up real bad. What happened? I made it so that my audio settings were all different from each other. So it's gonna blow my eardrums out for a second, but just give me a second. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. Hopefully it doesn't change. I don't know.
Last night, there was some kind of shapeless primordial flesh slime that
was
what? Across the world and consuming every living thing it touched, Grey Goo style. I was a random girl who watched her parents get eaten by the flesh running through the forest at night with an old school VR headset in hand.
Okay. Noodles what? Okay, take me to the beginning again. And bring this up to like here. And then bring me here. Okay, hopefully that's better. Yeah, tech sports stream. That wasn't an AI response? You had the weirdest dream last night. There was some kind of shapeless primordial flesh slime that was expanding across the world and consuming every little thing it touched. Grey goo style. I was a random girl who watched her parents. Oh, I did the ears, huh? I have no idea. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. Hopefully Noodles... Oh my god, I'm gonna freaking lose it. I'm just trying to close the thing. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, we're good here. Hopefully that should fix it a little bit. Trying to think of what does it to that... Think of what it does to the NPR had said that tracks your eye movements, or I know the newer headsets. Oh yeah, a lot of the new headsets do have eye tracking. This one doesn't currently. I'm thinking about putting it on, but I'm also thinking about not putting it on. I haven't really decided there. Maybe you've been chosen by Cthulhu, maybe. It would be cute to sing Noodles with a possum-sized VR headset. Or to give him a little possum headset so he's like in VR with me. That would be cute, I guess. Anyway, welcome back to the show. I hope you guys are having a good week. I've had a pretty good week. It's been a little busy for me at work. We're a little busy getting everything ready for the new Clam Club updates and everything like that, plus the new the new hoodie and everything like that that's going on. So there's a lot going on, a lot of balls in the air. We're juggling a lot, but I'm hoping a lot of this stuff that I've been working really hard on for you guys is going to come to fruition soon. I'm really happy to see how much like you guys are hanging out with each other, and like all of my work or Tyroy's work with like the community events is really bringing people together, and that's making me really happy. So I'm really excited to keep like investing into that and seeing how things go. It's going to be really fun. Clam Club 2K3. Yeah. 2K23. Yeah. We're actually, like I was about to say, it's wild for me to think that it was almost a year ago that we uploaded this thing. I think it was April of last year. So it's been like 8 or 9 months since the Clam Club was launched. That's wild. That's crazy to think about. The Ask Science Redeem is no longer. I don't have it on right now. But to be honest, if you want to ask me a science question, just go nuts. Like it's a just chatting stream. You're not interrupting anything to ask me a science question. You just put it in chat and I'll just answer it as best as I can. I can't really like, get out a whiteboard and start explaining things to you, but I can do whatever I can to explain as best I can. So 24 hours since the last stream. It's been more than 24 hours. It's been like 48 hours or more. Impromptu dance night was fun. I'm really happy to hear that. I wish I could have shown up. Unfortunately, I had hockey the night that was happening, and I just didn't have time for it. Yeah, right. Yes, my time is all messed up. I'm like, was this today Monday or Sunday? So usually I have hockey on Sundays, but this week randomly it was on a Monday, so it like changed like the timing of everything, because normally I would have like Monday nights just to do like World of Warcraft raids, and then it would like change like how I see the week. But because yesterday was hockey, it feels like today is Monday. It's very weird. Blep, you know what blep means. And I fixed it on this model, so now you guys can get Lixie again. Camera's so tall right now. Lickies. Why do they call it science and not alchemy like it used to be called? Because alchemy was a different thing, right? Like alchemy was like... a better question would be, why don't they call it chemistry? Why don't they call alchemy chemistry? Because that's essentially what like organic chemistry is, right? Organic chemistry is essentially just like mixing chemicals together or whatever to make new things. That seems a little loud for me. I'm going to turn it down a little for me. There we go. You know what I mean? Yeah, you and like, I wish I could like make it so that like when I lick the camera, it like leaves little particles behind on the camera. I think that would be so cute, but I don't know how to do the shader for that. They were doing more inorganic back in the day. I guess, but alchemy sort of included making like potions and stuff, which is sort of like what pharmacology is today. So it feels like it should be like alchemy is just organic chemistry, or just at least the wet lab portion of chemistry in some way. Yeah, settings is satellite ears. Well, that's when I do this. I get a little spooked. And it's because like I take my hands off and then I'm like fiddling with the settings and I don't know. To those of you who have like gesture-based settings, like for expressions, do y'all ever get confused about like what buttons I'm supposed to press to like make different facial stuff? It was basically magic science. It was kind of magic science. I mean, it was basically like just like, I don't know, Mom. Grandpa says that if I mix like a chicken liver with a bunch of like gunpowder and then I burn it inside of like, you know, a crystal cup, that it'll make a medicine that like somehow like will cure our brother Steven's cancer or whatever. You don't like wet lick me's no matter? No like water? I can't really make my lickies dry. I don't really have a dry tongue. I'm an ice dragon though, so they're probably a little cold. You know what I mean? The lickies probably are a little bit cold. Can you repeat that slowly so you can quote it? Which one? I don't know, Grandma. They say if I take a chicken liver and burn it with some gunpowder in a crystal cup, that it'll cure Steven's cancer. They're probably refreshing on beach days. Yeah, probably. Wouldn't you? Isn't that the best though? Imagine you're at a hot beach. It's a hot summer day, and all you have is a cute ice dragon femboy to cuddle you and keep you cold and just give you lickies that are nice and cool. It'll be refreshing. The perfect use for me, among other things. Otters do not eat people. I don't think otters eat people. Dragons might. Dragons might eat people. That's your idea of beach day? Yeah, I love the beach. Come hang out with me at the beach. I'll give you cold cuddles. Just nice little cold licks up your cheek. But yeah, alchemy was basically like magic science in a way. It was like just making stuff up, essentially. Neat thing you saw about the eternal dead horse of the medieval medicine, dung wound dressing. Dude, medicine in general, like, even 50 years ago, medicine was crazy. Like, it was wild 50 years ago. Sometimes this goes in, we had a similar discussion to like this like a few days ago where I was talking about like how quickly technology is changing and how like people don't really think about how fast it is. And I'm like, it's true for medical technology. And I don't think people realize how quickly medical technology is changing, where I'm like, you know, like we weren't even doing organ transplants. I think our first organ transplant was like 1970 something. It was like really recent. And now it's like commonplace. And now we're at a point where it's going to be like, we'll go past that. Why are you still so quiet?
Well, cold and refreshing. Who says I'll take baths and yet I am asked about cold and refreshing ice dragon lickies? PPFFFTTT. Don't get me wrong, I may enjoy the occasional icicle, but ice dragon lickies? No thank you.
Wow, not a fan, huh, Noodles? Okay, that should help maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying my best here. Noodles is maxed out though, so I don't know. There's not a lot more I could do for that. What I could do is something like this, and then something like this. That might help a little. There we go. We'll see if that helps. It was the Human Genome Project that really blew your mind when it progressed through the 90s. I mean, like it feels like every decade we're coming out with like a brand new technology that's like groundbreaking. Isn't radiation still used to treat cancer? There is, but there's like a lot of new technology coming out in cancer. Like, I don't think that cancer is going to, put it this way, the way that we treat cancer with like radiation and like chemotherapy and stuff like that is, I think we're going to look at that the same way that like we look at people using leeches for disease, like in the medieval age or whatever soon. In like 10 years, I think we'll see a huge technology shift in treating cancer that basically will change the way that we look at it, so that like poisoning people to try to cure their cancer will like completely be gone. That will be like considered insanely archaic. Which think mustard gas to treat cancer? Yeah, that's the thing. It's like in the 80s, we're like mustard gas will treat cancer. Now we're still poisoning people to cure the cancer. 50 years later or whatever, 40 years later. But like, we're getting to the point where we're going to be able to like use gene therapy and vaccines and stuff like that to completely cure people's cancer. And I genuinely do think that we'll go back to the point where we'll look at it and be like, wait, you poisoned people to try to cure their cancer? It's wild. It's a wild solution. Oh, cold and refreshing. Who says I'll take baths? Yet I am asked. I wish he could, like, when he capitalizes, I should make it so that somehow he emphasizes it. Like, he can, like, somehow emphasize that point. I don't know. Do you see the Living History Project on medieval medicine? They found that the copper has great antibacterial properties, and the recipes call for mixing an acid paste in a copper bowl so they would get copper nanoparticles in the salve. See, I always think that sometimes some of the crazy old medicine probably, because that's the thing, if you used it to treat like thousands of people and it's like it appears to be better than nothing, there's probably a reason for that, but like you probably have to understand the actual reason for it is the problem. He uses SSML. There are emphasis tags. There are, but how do I would have to programmatically change it so that Noodles understands that when they like capitalize letters that should somehow add an SSML tag, which would be a little confusing. And then when they post it, I would have to like script it so that it pulls that out and doesn't look like chaos. You know what I mean? How did people treat cancer back in the time? Well, for a long time, we really didn't even know what cancer was. Like, we knew that like something was happening to people's bodies, but we really didn't have a cancer treatment, I think, until like the 1900s. And then we didn't have like good cancer treatment until basically the 90s. And then in the 90s, we started doing like chemotherapy and radiation because we started to be able to use like MRI machines and like actually be able to see where the cancer is. And then it wasn't until the late 90s, early 2000s, like 20 years ago, that we started to understand the genetics of cancer. And then only probably in the last 10 years, we've started to understand like the spatial expression profiles of genes in cancer biology, which means that like that research is basically fresh. It's brand new. Like nobody's even touching it yet. A lot of the work I'm doing is in that space, and it's like all untouched work. Like it's very new. Yeah, it's very, very recent. Yeah. What did you think of your story? I've only read like a little small amount of it, Indigo. Unfortunately, I've been really busy the last couple days, so I haven't had a chance to read a lot. But I will get to it for sure, I promise. We also put tubes down people's throats and into their lungs. Actually, there's a really cool reason why we can do that stuff, which is like it has to do with this type of powder that we put on it that we found out that actually has anti-aging properties because it actually like has to rejection. It has to prevent rejection from your body, and we found out that medicine in very low doses it appears to have anti-aging properties, which is kind of wild. Did I ever do folding at home where people do distributing processing of people's home computers to do protein modeling? I did a little, but what's wild about that is that Google has now just solved all that problem and basically rendered the entire project useless. Anti-aging prophecies, exactly. I'm Nostradamus, the femboy, from the femboy ESP master that knows the future. I know all of that. The processing power is so good now. The processing power is good, and we have like learning models that have like fixed everything, which is, yeah, Nostradamus, the femboy prophet. You don't want a tube in any of your holes? Well, you don't really have a choice sometimes. Sometimes you need an IV, or you have to be like you have to be able to like be intubated so that you can breathe, or else, you know, if you have an allergic reaction, then, you know, it's a good thing these technologies exist because they are allowing us to like live basically when we are sick. But yeah, it genuinely wasn't until like even 10 years ago that we started to understand like cancer biology in a way that lets us treat it in any other way than, well, we're going to try and kill you slower than we kill the cancer. That's essentially cancer biology right now. Like the way that we treat cancer, when we put radiation into you, when we put chemo into you, basically we're trying to kill the cancer faster than we kill you. And then if you survive, great, then you don't have cancer. That's the idea. But now we're trying things where we're like, well, we know what the genetics of cancer are, we know where it is, and we can do like spatial programmatic like understanding of like that is. So now we're starting to get like things where we can do surgery with lasers. We have enzymes that we can use and drugs that can like really melt cancer cells, which is really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of collateral damage. Hi, Flaming Gamer. Hi, welcome on in. This is Sync Dragon's default state. What do you mean? What do you mean my default state? I'm shirtless again? I have been like going shirtless for a while. I don't know. I like seeing my tummy. I like to see my tummy out. I don't know. I like to see like the chest and everything like that. You also get the title of Cancer Survivor. You know what? Not worth it. I'm hoping in the next 15 to 20 years that the idea of being a cancer survivor will be about as blasé as being like, oh, you got like a minor infection, like you got like an ear infection. Well, here, take these drugs, you'll be fine. I'm hoping soon. Like we're not very far off that kind of stuff, so. You hope to see me at Scary Stories Night? What day would be best for that? You would have to tell me when you're planning to do it, and then I can tell you if I'm free, essentially. Yeah, Skinny Dragon. Not gonna lie, you like seeing your body of your textures? I like that too. Like, I like seeing my little scale patterns and stuff like that. Unfortunately for stream, I have to turn my first person muzzle off, so I feel a little weird without my muzzle on, but, you know, there is that. Yeah, it's on the same level as Chickenpox Survivor. That's what I'm hoping for. And I do believe that, maybe I'm an optimist. I'm too much of an optimist, but I do believe that's possible. I do believe we're pretty close. How's the stream been going? It's been going well. Yeah, no, we just got started, I think like 15 minutes ago. Maybe longer? I don't know. Something like that. The Otterpox. 30 minutes ago. So like 20 minutes ago, we just got started. Yeah, just started. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I adjusted my audio for my microphone with the equalizer just a little bit. I just added like just a touch of bass roll off. Just the littlest bit. And I don't know if it sounds any different or if you guys can notice at all. Any games today? Are we just chilling at the beach? I don't tend to play any games on Tuesdays. I usually just do this as my just chatting stream. I think that just chatting streams are really important for streamers because like they're the day that your community gets to know you, right? So it's like the one day where you get to hang out with your chat and have them ask questions about you. They get to know things about you. And it makes me feel a little closer to you guys. Like I feel like the people that show up to the Tuesday streams are the people that I remember the most in chat. So like when it's on Saturday and Sunday and I'm distracted, when I look over, I remember the names more that I see from the Tuesday streams because I actually get to look at chat and interact with you guys so much more. So not so much on the games on Tuesday, although we'll probably eventually do more games on Tuesdays eventually. Like there's some VR games I do want to check out that I got some suggestions on that look really good, but yeah, we'll get there eventually. You look lovely today. Thank you. I have some ideas. I mean, the model's basically done. I don't know how much more I could possibly do. Like we've got the eyes changed. We've got the horn patterns that are so pretty. And everything like that. The only thing I think I could change now is just having more outfits, which is that's on the way as well. It's Tuesdays that chat gets to be the gremlin. Yeah, there's a little bit of that, although you guys have a little bit of that every day. Just a touch of based, exactly, Bombi, exactly. Or a survivor of diabetes or somebody that would survive a heart attack. See, like, some of those things are just like, they're just general, like, illness. This song's a little wild. They're just general illness. They can kind of just happen. There's certain things like pulmonary embolisms and stuff like that they're just kind of going to happen. But we're hoping that, like, you know, as we understand more of the biology of these things, that we can actually fix them, you know? And yeah, HIV is no longer a death sentence, which is amazing, but it's still not great. We definitely still want to get to the point where we can actually eradicate it from the body. But with the new vaccines, with the mRNA vaccines, we're actually getting to the point where we're going to be able to vaccinate people's bodies to actually eliminate those viral particles. So, like, that's a really good thing too. We're very, very close. And the HIV model that's being developed by with the mRNA vaccine apparently is like 90+% effective, which is so cool. The new horn and eye textures. You still dig the new look ever since you debuted it? I love it too. Like, everything about it makes me really, really happy. The horns are like exactly how I want them. I'm really happy for them. Yeah, the mRNA vaccine is amazing. What do I think about cat personas? Well, my husband is a cat, so I must like cats at least a little bit. A centipede bite? Well, I'm glad you're okay. But yeah, the mRNA vaccines, people don't really know this, but we're working on mRNA vaccines for HIV, HPV, cancer, aging, like everything that you could imagine. Like, we can use the mRNA vaccine technology to like actually inject things that allow you to fight cancer, allow you to fight HIV, HPV, like any disease you can imagine. Yeah, almost 3 months, almost a quarter of the year. Cats are great, totally unbiased opinion. Just the smallest
Possum
amount.
Brews asked, do you like cats? Well, no.
I bet you no, yeah. Just no. Just straight up no. No detail. I will not be elaborating. Noodles really said I will not be elaborating. Frick cats. So you're saying we could be a furry if we inject DNA vaccines for it? That's probably a little far off, but if we manage to live 200 years, maybe we could turn into furries. That would be cool. Just straight up no. Yeah, simple question, simple answer. I mean, what are you going to say? I bet Noodles trigger cats peoples really quick. It turns out Noodles does not like my husband. Not a big fan. I missed a question you asked? I'm looking. I must have missed it. Yeah, I don't see it here. Clean your room or a centipede will come and bite you. I don't think centipedes are going to come and bite you. Most insects aren't going to bother you in general. Yeah, you can repost the question if you feel like if I missed it. I'm not worried about like the chat, whatever. Noodles doesn't like my husband. Well, we never asked Noodles if they like Puck. We asked Noodles if they like cats. Puck is a cat, so hard to say. But it's a saber-tooth cat. I don't know if that's different. Does that make any difference? A while ago, I requested a Just Chatting stream in the cozy room upstairs. Could you do that upstream? This stream? Yeah, we could go up there in a little bit here. I'll move up there in a little bit. I like to start out by the beach because it's pretty. You get the sunset in the background and my surfboards and whatever. But yeah, we'll move over there. After that, we can finally focus on other more important things like making working animal parts. Dude, I mean, like, at some point, biohackers will be a thing. Like, we'll be able to hack, like, our own bodies or whatever. I do wonder about, like, whether that technology will be slower than just, like, the idea of full dive or neural dive VR. Because I think this technology has, like, far more money coming into it than, like, the idea of, like, a biological hacking situation. I think within the next 10 years, VR will come much further to making you be able to be your own furry self than biohacking will. Biohacking is basically going to make it so that, like, in my opinion, I think that if you are under the age of 50-ish right now, you're likely going to probably basically live forever, personally. You love these streams? There's always chat going crazy with questions, nothing coding sus stuff I've said, chat being a vibe, noodle. Yeah, I love these chatting streams. It's funny, actually, when I first started doing these streams, these VR streams, I remember saying, like, why the heck would I even do a VRChat stream? Like, there's no point, because, like, no one's going to enjoy it. Like, what am I going to do? Just sit there and talk for 3 hours? No one's going to want it that. What do I even talk about? And now, these days, I'm like, oh, I could just talk about whatever. It doesn't matter. And people, it's great. Like, I get to know people. I get to ask them questions. I get to see what they think about things. And now, like, it's like one of my favorite streams. And one of the great things is I always know what I'm doing on Tuesday. I'm either doing, like, Beat Saber or I'm doing this. Like, it's just so simple for me. Yeah, animal parts. Can I surf in real life? So I've never lived by, like, an ocean where it was, like, acceptable to surf, basically. I have done surfing simulators. I've done, like, bodyboarding. I've done, like the stuff that you have at the mall or a water park where, like, they've got the board and, like, the little wave thing. I've done that. But I've like done snorkeling and all this stuff. I've done a lot of time in the water. But in fact, I almost had my lifeguard certification, but I've never actually surfed on a wave in the Pacific. Yeah, and the coast here in Washington is basically a rocky cliff that's not safe, so. I'm over here having a husband and you don't have a boyfriend? Well, you can't really force it. Like, for the most part, I'm a firm believer that, like, your best way to get a, like, partner is basically to just, like, just be open to the idea of romance, but just make friends with people. And at some point, you're going to make a connection with somebody that, like, and then you're just going to feel closer and closer to them, and then you'll just make that connection. You'll be like, oh, I actually really care about this person. That's, I think, the best way to find somebody, personally. Especially in furry.
Brutus_Bow donated 1 bit and said, Pride 1.
Aw, thank you, thank you. He tried surfing once, and I'm one of those simulators and not a fan. But those simulators are so fun.
Alex
and like
the
best part about them is like when you wipe out.
I heard you don't like cats, but what about Sync's mate Puck, who is a saber-toothed cat? Well, it's a complicated situation. On one hand, I really don't like cats and I get stressed out when I'm around them. On the other hand, I've learned to be more accepting of Puck because he and Sync are such good friends and I don't want to cause any trouble for them.
Aw, that's so wholesome
for you. Although I may not be the biggest fan of.
That's so wholesome of you, Noodles. Thank you. Thank you for tolerating my husband. Just so you know, Noodles, if it came down to you or my husband, I would have to choose my husband. You know that, right? You tried surfing once, but you're not a fan. So for me, I really liked it because it's like, it's all padded out. So like when you're on the surfing simulator, it's really funny because like you'll do your surfing and you're like hanging out or whatever. And the biggest consequence of like wiping out is basically like you wipe out, then you hit the ground and it's like really soft, so it doesn't hurt unless you like do something stupid like try to hold yourself up. But you go down, you just hit the ground, and then the water has so much force that it just full yeets you off the back of the surfing simulator into this padded wall, and it's so funny. It's so much fun. It's like being on a reverse water slide that like sends you up the water slide. The only place you can meet people is your school, and your school is super homophobic. But okay, so to be clear, in furry, I think the best way to meet people and to get to know people and end up having a significant other or partner is literally just exist in the community, be friends with people in the community, and then slowly make friends over time, and then eventually find somebody that you feel a connection with. I think that the traditional format of like dating that like people do outside of furry doesn't work in furry. I think that like the best relationships
your friendly,
just aren't
fluffy
like
possum.
made
Hope
like
you all are having a wonderful day today, and remember you are loved, have lots of meaning in the world, stay positive and be strong. You got this, now go rule the day.
Oh, okay.
And slay, hee hee.
And slay, don't forget to slay. You've never done surfing and you don't think you will, rather just chill on a beach, and that's totally fine. I love being in the water. Like, being out in the water is like one of my favorite things. I spent so long swimming as a kid. I love the water so much. That's why like the beach is my whole vibe. I love being at the beach. I love like the stream keeps buffering. It shouldn't be. I don't see any drop. Let me see here. No, I'm not dropping frames at all. Yeah, no, I'm not dropping frames at all. So it should be fine. So you can try dropping the quality of the stream from 1080p 60 frames down to like 720 or even 480p. That might help with your situation. Maybe if it's an internet problem or if it's a computer problem, you can try to drop the quality down. It might help a little. You think your boyfriend, met your boyfriend thanks to Sync in the Clam Club. That is true. That happened to you. That happened to Artie and Fooster, Echo and Nath, and a few others that have ended up making relationships because of that. Yeah. Lower it to 160p as a podcast. Yeah, two of my mods are going to get married because they met each other through our community. Not that like my community is like a matchmaking service, but like, you know, I think that when you end up in communities and situations and groups of people where, you know, the vibes are the same as your vibes, that like you're going to end up feeling like, you know, close to people. And then that can grow into more. I think that's sort of what happens. What if it was a matchmaking service? What if I hired a community matchmaker? What if there was one person in chat that was secretly getting to know all of you and slowly pushing you together, just little bit by little bit, until one day you're like, oh my god, I have a boyfriend. Noodles is our matchmaker. Exactly, it's Noodles. The new Howler, exactly. Host the dating game. That's never gonna work for anyone. Amazon hasn't delivered your boyfriend yet. Maybe you gotta call. Did you know that you could just email Jeff Bezos' office? Like on Love Boats or something? What if there were like little paddle boats that you could take out on the beach out here? That'd be so cute. This one might be a little too chill. From Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, Kaiju Dating Sim Clam Club Edition. Just like really big monsters on the beach hanging out. Can you call Jeff on Discord? Can you call Jeffrey Bezos on Discord? Are you on a first name basis with Jeffrey Bezos? That's interesting. If you find a girlfriend who loves furries and appreciates people the same much as you do, you'll definitely date someone like that. Though also would be nice if she enjoys other things too. I mean, there are less girls in furry than in outside of furry for sure. It's kind of a sausage club in furry. I will say that, but that's not to say that straight furries don't exist. Do you know any way that you could increase the efficiency of a distiller, more specifically the portion that accumulates the gas
Sink
and turns gas into a liquid?
Sink is cute. Chant with me, chat. Sink is cute. Sink is cute. Sink is cute. Sink is cute.
Stop it.
Chant, chant, chant.
Stop
Sink
it.
is cute.
Shush. You be quiet. You all stop it too. No, you. No, you. No, you. No, 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 you. No, you. No, you. No, you. No, you. No, you. No, no, you. No, you. No, you. No, you. If you want to work with a distiller, I don't think I want to give you exact advice because I don't know exactly your use purpose. My best advice would be to look up a guide on YouTube, if I'm being honest. Raise your paw if severe depression. That is a weird vibe. You can't know you if I already called yourself a cutie, but that's the thing. Chat, that's the thing. All of you agreed to being cute. It's in the chat terms of service. Look below.
Alex the Blue Fox asked,
It's right
"Hey
down
Noodles,
there.
can the raid message for tonight be, Sink is cute? Well, yeah, sure. 3 thumbs up.
What? No! Noodles, you can't just say that. You can't just take my raid message away. I haven't even done anything yet.
HFI HDUI Huigai SDH Jildru Huffage HDHKSL KJSIF JISEI JJLS DJL bottom noises.
The more basic thing is making distilled water to use for more complicated science purposes like electrolysis and 200% alcohol. I mean, there's no such thing as 200% alcohol. Sounds like it's already decided. I mean, we'll double check with Noodles later. Noodles does control the raid message. This is true, but we'll double check that that's what they want the raid message to be later. 200 proof. Oh, I thought you meant 200. Yeah, 200%. 200 proof. You're sure, but also that doesn't even really exist either. No, it's quitter talk. Depends on your specific setup for distillation. Ow.
Sink is cute, Sink is cute, Sink is cute, Sink is
Stop
cute.
it.
Hey Sink, Brutus_Bow donated
Thank
1
you.
bit and said, Pride 1.
Pride 1. Straight furries exist. I just know that I was saying that I hope they find somebody that loves furries and also respects and appreciates people no matter what their sexuality is. Yeah, I mean that's the goal in general, right? Like I think it's important to have a partner that's like especially open-minded to like who you are and what makes you tick and whatever. Like, if you get a partner that like is very like, I find like my best friendships and relationships often come from situations where like we have some things alike, but like a lot of things not alike, right? Because if you have too many things alike, then it's going to be a situation where you just talk over each other. You have the same things to say or whatever. But it's nice when you have like a relationship where like they see what you are and understand it and just are open and like just happy for you when they see it. You're trying to make extracts. You bought some 50 ml bottles of vodka to put stuff in. You can just do that. Most extracts you can just buy like overproof alcohol to do extractions with. How come they have like 160 proof alcohol, what's his name, upon the bottles in like the stores? Well, alcohol, first of all, 100% ethanol is very difficult to manufacture because it basically, it's what's called, I forget the exact word. It's like hydro something or other, where basically as soon as you open the cap, the moisture from the air goes like, and goes right into the bottle. Hydrosopic, yeah. And so like as soon as you open it, it's like, boom, it's no longer 100% anyway. Like the second that you do that. Hope that you find someone who likes different things but respects what I like. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, me and Puck are not the same people either. Like, we like a lot of the same things. We're in a lot of ways, but like, you know, they're a musical theater actor and I'm a scientist. We're totally different things, right? Like, they're a very artistic person. I'm very scientific. But what's interesting is that my husband actually was like thinking about getting into science before they ever got into what they're doing now with like acting and now their current career. They were doing something totally different before then. Like they were thinking about getting into science, but then they just got scared away from it. So they still do they're a very smart person. They have like a very, very scientific mind about things, like a logical brain. So I can talk to them about science stuff and they sort of understand even when they don't understand the exact topic of it, which is nice. Where did the Ask Science Redeem go? I haven't turned it on for a little bit. Just because like it is a little disrailing. And I've just not been in the mood to do it, I guess is the thing. Puck is a brat. That is true too. I was like talking to them before the stream. I'm like, I don't know if I want to stream today. I don't know if I'm feeling it or whatever. And then like I was like in my new Kigu that I was wearing, and then I was like, I guess I should just do it. I have some stuff to do to like review the Clam Club updates. I have to go and tour those worlds. I have to go send some things in for the hoodie. I have to do all this stuff. I'm like, I just need to get it done. I'm just gonna go do it. And then they like grabbed me and tried to like start cuddling me, and I'm like, listen, it's fine, we can cuddle or whatever, but now I want to go stream. Sync plus Puck equals suck. What about Pink? I like Pink better. Pink is a better name, I think. Speaking of distillation, have you seen the membrane distillation tech? I went to a conference and it's looking like the author of that paper might have cracked commercial. Oh, that's really cool. I haven't seen that paper.
375 asked, how many hamburgers do you eat? Well, I don't eat hamburgers, silly. I'm special. I'm a robotic opossum, so I just charge my battery with power cords.
He's built different.
Besides, I don't need to eat since I'm an AI.
Well, then why are you always asking for food?
Then why would I even want to put delicious burgers anywhere near my disgustingly clean, shiny...
Wait, disgustingly clean, shiny what? What? Yeah, I like Pink. Pink is a better celebrity name. Yeah, they were just like cuddle time and then like flopped on the bed with me, and they're bigger than me, so they just like, I couldn't get out. I was stuck. Puck is bigger than me. Yeah, character text limits, tell him to be less wordy. I can't tell Noodles to do anything. If there's, I don't know how you haven't learned this yet. I don't get to control what Noodles does. Noodles just does whatever the hell he wants. Why the hell you lying? Why you always lying? Exactly. Cuddle stream when? It wouldn't be very eventful, right? I mean, I have a lot of friends that, like, hang on. Oh, I forgot to change my socials on here to do not disturb and also streaming. Yeah, there's nobody online I could cuddle with anyway. Obviously, the readers have a ton of critiques. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, oh my gosh. Did I tell you about the reviews for my paper that I just recently published? It was wild.
Hey Sync, Hero Brene27 donated 200 bits and said, cheer 100 biddies go burr. Hi Sync, it's Bean. Oh wow, how are you doing? Hope it's well.
Hi, welcome back. Hi, thank you for the bits. Welcome on in. Eventually, I'll let Noodles finish their sentences. Noodles finishes their sentences in AI streaming mode for the most part. Like, it's not perfect, but it's there. The problem is that, like, I think there's a way to tell the AI to finish its sentences and, like, inside a certain number of characters. But I've never, I don't know. I have to figure out exactly how to do it. I'll have to figure that out. Were they pedantic? What's the paper? I can't tell you what the paper is because I'll dox myself. They use Janus gates to minimize the pore length and increase the pressure resistance to a super high degree while also upping the efficiency. On one side is hydrophobic and the other side is hydrophilic in the gates. Huh. I'm not like good at physical chemistry stuff. I would have to like see a diagram to understand how it works. But yeah, the reviews for my paper were wild. It was like, okay, so my paper had 3 reviewers. Reviewer 1 was like, yeah, looks good, whatever. Had nothing to say, basically. He was just like, yeah, it's fine. Reviewer 3 was like, all right, here's some statistical method stuff that probably could be better. I don't understand the wording in this figure. Like, you could change it to be this. This isn't consistent with this. Just clean that up. Didn't ask for any additional data or whatever. Reviewer 2, dude, was like somebody that worked at my company kicked his dog or something. That's what it was like. The guy came in and was like, your company doesn't do any science properly. It's ridiculous. You keep using these methods and these methods are garbage. Don't do those methods. And how the heck could you even call this science, basically? Just
hey,
went
Sync,
off on
Alex the
us.
Blue Fox donated 100 bits and said, Corgo 100 sorry about no finishing my sentence. Sometimes my programming short circuits and my mind goes blank. It's like I know what I'm talking about and then I just lose my train of thought.
Oh, he's ADHD.
Anyway, I am always hungry and the best hamburgers are from behind Dick's Burgers in Seattle.
Behind? Not inside of? Well, I guess you've never been inside of one. I'll take you in, well, not inside. You can't really go inside of Dick's. But like, I'll take you to one. We'll get you a fresh one at some point. Yeah, Noodles is ADHD confirmed. But yeah, like the reviewer like was so angry with us. The what burgers? There's a place in Seattle called Dick's Burgers. They're really good and cheap. They're like $3 per burger. It's really good.
Hey Sync, Hero Brene27 donated 100 bits and said, cheer 100 I disagree I love science especially chemistry and I prefer In-N-Out Burger.
The duality of Noodles. Noodles never agrees with themselves. They always come up with new stuff. It was a bit complex to read, and I did have to look up some words, but my paper was good. Thank you. It's been updated, so it's not the same as the one I sent you, but like, but yeah. Why can't you go inside of Dick's? Because it's like, so there's no drive-through. It's basically like you park in the parking lot, and then you walk up to the thing, and you just basically tell them how many hamburgers you want. You cannot customize the hamburgers. They're already pre-made. They just make the hamburgers and sell them. So, and in that way, they're all, you can ask for stuff on the side if you want, but you cannot alter the burgers. It's very like a 70s scene theme type thing. Are they good? They're pretty good. They're all right. They're for like $3, they're pretty good. They're better than like McDonald's. They're good. They're a good fast food burger. But Dick's is also insanely based. They pay all their workers like $20 an hour and give them full PTO and like treat them like really well, give them like medical and dental and stuff like that. They're awesome. Like as a company, they're really, really good. Better than a Mr. Beast burger. I've never had a Mr. Beast burger. I couldn't possibly comment on that. You're very particular about your burger. Yeah, that's the thing is you can never say like, oh, no onions, no pickles or whatever. I actually, my first time there, I was like, hey, can I get extra pickles? And they were like, no. And I was like, what do you mean? Why not? Why not? Hang on. I was like, hang on. I can do this expression right. Hang on. I can do it. I can do it. What do you mean? No, I can't get extra pickles. But I want the extra pickles. Yeah, pickles are extra 25 cents. But I go to a based burger, home of the based burger. My ears come out of my chest when I fold. Yeah, they kind of fold a little too far. My ears are too big. There's a couple expressions I feel like I need to change a little bit. Like the way that Rosillo made these, they're just a little outlandish. But yeah. First person in the history for extra pickles. Dude, pickles are the best part of the burger. It's literally the best part. No such thing as too big ears. Well, yes and no. But like when I fold them back, they need to like fold back differently. I need to edit the animations. That's probably the one thing I need to do for my model. Pickles are gross. You get the hell out of my stream right now. Right now you get out of my stream. We don't tolerate pickle haters here. Pickles are the best part of the burger. Don't you forget it. Absolutely not. You get out. Yeah, you're gross, Alex. Screw you. You're the gross one. Pickles are just cucumbers that have been soaking in vinegar too long. They're delicious. They got spices and vinegar, and they soak up all that flavor. They're so good. The best part of the burger is the egg. Egg is... I could actually buy that. Egg is amazing on a burger. Like, at S tier burger toppings, definitely egg is up there. Egg is definitely one of the S tier toppings, along with pickles, for sure. Egg on pizza, also really good. Also exceptionally good, I agree. Egg is just so good. Eggs are awesome. It's too bad they're $50 per egg now, and I'll never be able to afford an egg anymore because I'm not a billionaire. But like, eggs are delicious. Your home country of France does that a lot? Yeah, there is a thing that you can get in France that's like a pizza called a flammkuche, I believe it's called. And I used to get them at this place in Toronto, and they had one that had an egg in the middle, and it was so good. Ramen on eggs does go crazy. Eggs and ramen does go crazy. Hash browns on pizza. Actually, potatoes on pizza in general does go crazy. I know you're gross, but even a gross fox such as yourself has standards. Debatable, Alex. I'm not sure that I've ever seen you have standards in your life. Egg on pizza sounds like something. It's really good. Okay, but like egg is on carbonara pizza, right? Or pasta. And it's like the same idea. It's like cheesy, and then you add like the fat, and it's just good. It's really good. When it's done right, underlined, when it's done right. Yeah, it's got to be runny. It has to be runny egg. The wrong standards, exactly. You're gonna get Puck to beat me up. Puck beats me up anyway. You don't have to tell him to beat me up. There's nothing there. Raynami, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swinging on by. Welcome. I'm gonna grab some water really quick. My throat's a little dry here. The runny egg as hell. It's gotta be runny or else it's no good. It has to be runny egg. Your parents like maple ice cream with bacon bits? That's like a thing. I'm not, I will be honest, I'm not a sweet bacon kind of person. I don't really understand it. I don't really like it. Fries dipped in ice cream is your childhood favorite. See, people do that with like Frosties at Wendy's. I never understood it. I don't get it. Fries and mayonnaise though. Fries and mayonnaise goes crazy. I love that. That's super good. Thought you were gonna say croque madame. Croque madame, okay, there's a French bakery I used to go to that had it, but it was like way too much. It was way too thick with like bechamel sauce or something like that. It's too much. Yeah, fries and mayonnaise is so good. Oh my gosh. Everybody's like, that sounds gross. No, it's actually not gross. It's actually amazing. It's so good. Garlic aioli is basically just garlic mayonnaise, and yes, it is also really good. Yeah, it had like bechamel all over it. It was too much. Yeah, I don't understand it either. It was just way too creamy. Yeah, I don't know, man. Fries on gravy is really good. What is your guys's, here, hit me up, you guys. What is your hottest food take? I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. I'm gonna bring you guys down a little bit. Like here. Yeah. What's your hottest food take? I'm gonna go upstairs. We'll sit for a little bit. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Let's go to the pool for a little bit. We can hang out in the pool. Mustang goes green on everything. What does that even mean? Mayo is disgusting. That's just wrong. Pickles are yours. Wrong. Cinnamon in savory dishes actually works great. Correct. Actually correct take. Cinnamon in like in a chili goes crazy. So good. Chocolate ice cream is gross. Understandable take. Ranch is ass. Wrong. Get out of here. Never enter my Midwestern states ever again. Get out. You hate mayonnaise on burgers? Why? It's literally just lubricant for your burger. There's no reason you can have it. No cherry tomatoes. Now that one I don't understand. That's actually just a wrong take. Curry covered fries is amazing. Yeah, sure. Yeah, those are delicious. Cinnamon in your curry? Yeah. Great take. Hot take, onions on pizza is gross. I'm getting a divorce. Honey mustard. Honey mustard is good. I don't know what the take there is. Mint chocolate ice cream is good. That's not even a hot take. That's like literally the best ice cream. Lube up your burger. Cheese is utterly disgusting and pollutes everything it touches, especially hamburgers. I'll have you know there's a thing called poutine that I'm going to need you to take a look at because that's just wrong. I'm going to bring the camera up a little bit more actually because now it's like too low. Because I can't get close to the camera. There we go. That's whatever. Lubricant for your burgers is such a weird take, but that's like what it's for in like sandwiches. It's supposed to like make the sandwich wetter, basically. KFC fries with honey mustard. That's like probably fine. KFC fries with their gravy in Canada actually goes crazy. So actually KFC unironically has really good fries. Is it a hot take to not totally hate Burger King? You know, okay, so once I went to Burger King in America when I was like flying back from like California or something, and I was like, whoa, this is actually pretty good. But then I came back to Canada and tried it in Canada, and it was absolute trash. So I don't know what's up with that. Burger lubricant now? I probably wouldn't Google that. Peanut butter goes on cheeseburgers. That is not crazy. I could see how people would think that's crazy, but I have seen it before and I've heard that it's actually pretty good. You shouldn't put ingredients on a pizza if they put out moisture because it prevents the cheese from browning. I understand that take, but I disagree with it because there's so many topics that are good. But the actual answer to that is that you're supposed to cook those ingredients in a pan for a little bit to dry them out and then put them on your topping as your pizza. That's the step that people miss. Like your mushrooms and your pineapples and stuff like that, they have to go in a pan. You cook them first, then you put them on the pizza. If you cook a lot, you should experiment, get weird. I think that's true as well. You don't want a wet sandwich. Chick-fil-A is god tier food even though they hate the gays. Chick-fil-A is okay chicken. And there's better chicken out there that doesn't make me want to fund weird radical Christians. Burger King doesn't seem to have quality consistency between locations. I think in today's day and age, nothing has quality consistency, it feels like. People don't do that sometimes. I learned that because we started making our own pizzas at home, and whenever we would like cook the pizza, if we didn't pre-cook the mushrooms and everything like that, the pizza would just be sloppy. It was useless. I don't know if you saw yours. You can repost it. Pepperoni is not that good on pizza. There are better toppings, but the problem with pepperoni is that you have to cook it right and you have to use the right pepperoni. Like, it has to be crunchy a little bit. It has to have like that crispness to it. And so many people make pepperoni on pizza and then it's like fatty and chewy and then it's garbage. That's no good. You have to have the right one. Chick-fil-A is the best fast food chicken option that you know of. I mean, in my opinion, I think that's probably like Katsu Burger or something. I don't know. There's probably better places. But if I had to choose between like eating at Chick-fil-A at this point, my God, like I was at work once and somebody, like we do this thing where on Thursday, they bring in like treats or whatever. The company like pays for like a little bit of food that goes in the break room or whatever. And And one time somebody brought in Chick-fil-A and my entire team put in a complaint because we're like, our entire team is LGBT. Like, actually frick off. You mentioned poutine. Now you want to know if I like it? I'm Canadian. Is that even a question? Of course I love poutine. You hate when you get pepperoni pizza and it's just slimy discs. Exactly. It's got to be cooked right. People just don't cook their pizzas properly. That's the real problem. The pepperonis that from out east that curl up when you cook them, the little tiny ones, those are pretty good. Yeah, I love an East Coast New York style pizza. Those with the little, like the buffalo style ones with like the little
Father
curly,
IV
those are
Pinned
pretty
asked,
good.
if you had to pick your favorite burger, fries, and shake from 3 separate fast food franchises, which would you pick?
Oh, great question.
Well, my favorite meal is a double bacon cheeseburger, large fries, and a strawberry milkshake from 3 Guys Burgers and Fries.
Whoa, that's
Yum.
pretty good. That's a great opinion. Actually, great opinion, Noodles. Thank you. Did he say 3 guys? From 3 guys. Where'd the other 2 He started his own restaurant. 3 Guys Burgers and Fries. Basic noodles. The school gave us I'm losing signal again. Chick-fil-A coupons and built 2 locations on campus. Ew. Gross. It's just 3 guys in a back alley. Maybe Noodles ate the other 2 guys. We don't need the other 2. 5 Guys is great, but it costs way too much. I sort of agree. I get that, yeah. When you were in Canada, you liked poutine, but when you guys go overboard, why do you need McDonald's poutine? No, I want to be perfectly clear. None of us eat that. If you're in Canada, you're not eating McDonald's poutine. Nobody has that. If you want poutine, you're getting it at a restaurant or you're getting it like from like a poutineery, like a place that actually makes it properly. Literally no one is out here buying Harvey's freaking poutine. I don't even know why they have it at the restaurant. No one is buying that. The stuff we had in Quebec, oh my gosh, that stuff was so good. That was amazing. So good. 3 guys, but the other 2 got married and opened up their own store. And now that one's called 2 Guys. And 3 Guys is across the street from 2 Guys. You've never heard poutineery? It's like a place that serves poutine and that's it. So there's one place. Puck, what was the place that we used to go to that was like down the street from us on Lakeshore? The heck was that called? What's poutine? It's French fries with gravy and cheese curds. I can't think of what the name of that place was. It was so good, though. The best one you ever had was from a food truck. I believe it, honestly. Yeah, the guy with the glasses. I can't think of the name of the place. Shack on the side of the road that's lost in his town probably has the real stuff. Anywhere in the middle of nowhere, Quebec probably has really good stuff. Or Ontario. In the East is generally the better poutine. 2 of the guys transitioned. Yeah, now it's 3 guys and 2 women. Smokes Poutineery does sound familiar. That does sound right. Cheese curds is just like mozzarella, but it's different. It's like chewy. It's like you put it in your mouth and when you bite it, it like makes like squeaky noises. It's so good. It's hard to describe if you've never had it. Yeah, 5 non-binary individuals. We should start, what if we did start a burger place that wasn't 5 guys and it was called like 4 people, like 4 thembos. Yeah, Smokes Poutineery. The link that Puck just posted, that's the place I used to go to for poutine, and it's really good. And they have like, they'll put like sausage and stuff on there. It's wild. Yeah, 4 people, so vague. Yeah, there is one location in San Francisco. So if you want real poutine and you have never had it and you live in San Francisco, go to Smokes. I think it's in Berkeley or right by Berkeley. Yeah, 5 guys, you mean 4 thembos. Claws and tails. Claws, okay, hear me out. Claws and Maws, great name for a bar. Think about it. You could open a furry bar and call it Claws and Maws. And it would be really, that's a great name. Like, wouldn't that be good? Why are you guys talking about food in such detail? I'm also hungry now. But I am eating right after this. Signature cocktail uses White Claw, exactly. Hi, Finn. Claws and Maws, if you want to be stealth about it. Claws and Maws. But no, you don't have to be stealth about it. There's a place in North Seattle. called the Vulpine's Tap Room, and it's like a furry owned business. It's a furry owned beer store, like bar, but it's like a tap room is what they call it, and it's openly furry. In fact, like they encourage you if you have furry stickers to bring them and like stick them to their fridges, and there's like a whole wall of furry stickers there. It's really cool. It's really good too. They have good beer. It's a good place. In the UK, you have fries, gravy, and cheddar. This is the poor man's poutine. Yeah, that's like the garbage poutine. Volpera bar? No, it's called the Vulpine Tap Room. You should Google it. It's really awesome. They've got like a big fox on the wall. It's really cute. It's nice. Yeah, Vulpine Tap Room. The California location isn't there anymore? No! COVID, why did you take this from us? The Poutinagers. The Poutinagers is pretty good too. If we ever meet IRL, you gotta give you some of the stuff you make. Okay, yeah, sure. I don't know what kind of food you make, but I'd love to try it sometime. If you end up getting a job up in Seattle, we'll come hang out. You can come hang out with me and Ben and Gino Blast and maybe Fooster and Artie if they move here or something. And maybe Echo and Nath if they move here. You make meat and wine. Ooh, that sounds good. There's actually another place up in Seattle. There's a couple of furries in Seattle that run a business called Babe, help me out. What do Marlo and Sky? What's their company called? What's their beer company called? Disaster Dogs, that's it. Yeah, they run Disaster Dogs and they do their own brewery thing, which is pretty cool too. Yeah, I guess it's technically not a business. They don't sell it, but whatever. They don't sell their beer. Yeah, they just give it away at parties, I guess. But anyway, I've heard their stuff is pretty good too. Seattle is the new furry empire. I mean, it's not the new furry empire. It's pretty cool up here. It's pretty active. Not a business yet. Yeah, fair. Not a business yet. Is Brewdog a thing in America? I don't know what Brewdog is. There is a furry cider company and a furry mead company. Yo. You want to live in Seattle? I mean, you could just live here. I mean, technically, nobody actually lives in Seattle. Everybody lives in, like, South Seattle in the suburbs or whatever. But, you know, it's close enough, I guess. I live in Seattle properly. Yeah, the outskirts in Renton. That's where everybody actually lives. Chat, you got to help us open this this idea we have. If we had a restaurant called Claws and Maws, would it be a bar? Or would it be like would it be a bar or would it be a restaurant? A speakeasy? And what would we serve there? A saloon? I love living in Lovecraft County, but there's so many cute clam club beans in the West. Yeah, it's nice out here. I wish we had a bigger local furry con. That would be nice, but you know. What can you do? A matchmaking service. No, we're not opening another howler. We're not opening another howler. It's got to be like a bar or something like that. Do we serve any food at the bar? I almost think it should be like an ice cream shop. Like a Claws and Maws ice cream shop. Because they've got the bear claws, right? Isn't that an ice cream or something like that? Gif of guys jumping. A bakery. It's a donut. Yeah, what if it was a bakery? Claws and Maws. And it's a bakery. And we make like bear claw. We serve donuts and ice cream. It's a bakery and ice cream shop. Right? And we sell a drippy glazed donut. It's a furry themed bakery that sells a drippy glazed donut. Bear claws. Bear paws, rather. We sell, we sell buns. Oh my god, we sell buns. Like bunnies, right? We sell buns. But they're in the shape of a bunny. We sell long johns. Yeah, try our new frosting. It's extra sweet. What kind of glaze are they using as donuts? What's the glaze called? Do we have a name for the glaze? We can sell dragon tails. And we can make like little donuts in the shape of a tail. That would be cool. Actually, okay, speaking of Dragon Gravy, can I tell you, there was a pizza place that used to be right by my, like, where I used to live in Canada, and it was called Mickey's Pizza, and their mascot was like a big green dragon, like a big baby green dragon thing that sat on the roof or whatever. And then it was the funniest thing because when you ordered a pizza from them, you'd get the pizza from them. It was deep dish pizza, and they'd be like, "Oh, do you want?" And they'd have this topping. They'd have this topping on it that they'd put on. Don't say it. I'm gonna say it anyway. They put a topping on it, and they called it Dragon Drizzle. And they'd be like, "Do you want to eat Dragon Drizzle on your pizza?" I'm like, "Obviously, give me all the Dragon Drizzle." But it was just like, it was like a red pepper sauce, but they called it Dragon Drizzle. I'm like, yeah, give me all the Dragon Drizzle. I want all of that. Obviously. I feel like you could have ice cream. Isn't there like the tiger stripe ice cream? You could have that too. Oh my gosh. It was actually really good deep dish, actually. I thought it was better than like Chicago deep dish personally, but eh. What covers it?
What conversation did I walk into?
Great question. Honestly, great question. Well, Drago, thank you for the 10 months in the Clam Club VIP Lounge. Welcome back to the Clam Club VIP Lounge on the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi? The Wi-Fi is always clean. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, Windy City Pizza here is pretty good. Dragon Drizzle, Dragon Gravy, and Dragon Drool. What if, oh my god, what if you had a dragon-themed bakery, but the frosting was Dragon Drool? And you'd be like, you call it like Dragon Drool or something like that. Blah. You? Okay, but somebody's got to be into it. Bakery business idea. A dragon mouth squeeze bottle. Exactly, yeah, and you're like, blah. Dragon drool sauce, exactly. Is this a dragon donut bakery we're talking about? Yeah, we're making dragon donuts. At that point, we just have to serve them the whole dragon. I mean, I'm right here. You can call it the good dragon. Food and bodily fluids go so well together. I mean, they're going in your body anyway, so what's the difference, really? See, I can't make this a reality. I can't bake. Don't be ridiculous. I'd have to pay somebody else to do it. You could literally eat tail if you have a dragon tail donut. Exactly. You could have a series of, oh my god, imagine, like, you have a series of tail donuts, and you could sell bun tails, dragon tails, like husky tails, like fox tails, and you could sell them all as like individual like items. Rudder time. All right, fine. Hang on. I gotta go somewhere else to do rudder time. And you could have like a series of dragon tails. Speaking of, hang on. There's a way to do this. No, there's not. I'm just gonna do this. I can't read chat when I do this is the problem. And I'm also like basically eating the cable for my freaking Vive. Eh. You guys can't see my whole tail though. Hang on. Hang on. There's a way to do this. Eh. I'm gonna run into something. What are you? That's my fursuits. All right, here's the idea. Okay, this is the way to do it. Nope. Nope. There's a way to do this. There we go. And now I can still look at chat while I do this. There we go. Even rat tails, you can have rat tails that you eat too.
Sync. Hey, Sync.
Hi, Machine King. Also, hi, Noodles. Noodles is over there now. You could sell donut holes and call them, never mind. What? Husky holes? Invite Nikado Avocado to eat there. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Foxholes. Definitely foxholes. Dragon drool, foxy fluff, bunny buns, husky hot chocolate, raspberry rat rolls. Deer themed treats? I mean, you could have deer tails. Or you could have like their antlers or something too. Not somebody we need to be associated with. Understandable. It's better you don't know. Search at your own peril. Okay, I will just leave this one alone. How long should I be doing rudder tail for? I mean, it's 3,000 points. It's not insignificant. Can I shake my tail this way? It's so hard. A few hours? That's too long. That's actually too long. They be twerking? I actually don't know how. I'm trying my best. Until I feel the burn. That joke's on you. I always stand and just I wiggle like this anyway. Anyone else stand like this with their feet pointed out of your body? Just me? A solid minute? I feel like it's been that long. In fact, it's been 3 minutes. All right, that's enough. Yeah. Now I gotta find my camera again. There you are. There we go. There's my camera. I gotta take the lock off of it. Beep, 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 beep. Anchor. Default. There we go. Bottomless feet pose. Well, that's foot that's toe beans. That's a whole different thing. I have an idle animation. Yeah, I'm an NPC.
What's a typical amount of time to do a rudder time redeem and shake your tail around? Well, I wouldn't have a clue as a sophisticated AI such as myself, but as for a typical rude opossum like yourself, I'd say that a rudder time redeem and shake your tail around generally takes approximately 0.3 seconds.
Oh, okay, so there we go.
And you're just putting on a show.
I mean, you heard you heard him. 0.3 seconds is all you guys get from now on. Anything more than that, you're playing with it. You're playing with your tail. Let's go hang out downstairs for a minute. Too real, too real. Stop playing with it. What if we stream like right here by our Wi-Fi for a little minute?
Your feet toenails are beautiful and lovely glowing nails. Love your feet toenails. Cute sink dragon, yay.
Show off the nails a little more. Click, 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 click. Just shifting from one foot to the other. I mean, that's what I do all the time. Like, you'll notice when I'm in VR, I kind of just sit here and like I wiggle so that mostly I just want you to be able to see my paintbrush. You guys know that? This kind of tail is called a paintbrush tail. And it's mine. Yeah, I got the wiggles. You gotta repaint your nails because you took the polish off for a job interview? Don't do that next time. Just leave it on. Let's start a new line of conversation. What's my favorite most out there idea I've heard about the existence of alien life in the universe? What kind of crazy stuff do you think you might hear is out there? My tail is nommable? No nom. I am not for nomming. I'm too big for noms. You did that at MFF while you're wearing your tail? It's just nice because you can feel your tail moving around. I mean, I get phantom sense really bad, so I can feel all of it. Was a creative job position where you feel like they wouldn't have cared if your nails were black? Yeah, exactly. They shouldn't care. In fact, I gave this advice to somebody recently where I'm like, you should go to the interview as the most real version of you as possible. Sure, wear a nice shirt, whatever. But the truth is, you should present the real you to your employer, because if they can't accept the real you, basically, then you're not going to be happy there anyway. So if you wear nail polish, wear nail polish. As long as it doesn't look trashy, just wear it. Who cares? Yeah, too small for vor? Hey, listen. Listen here, you little. No. Yeah, good advice for friends and partners, too. I agree. I'm gonna lock my camera here again. red shirt and dances a lot. I mean, we're gonna drop that subject for now. Me being afraid the interviewer will be some old fart, but they were actually the fruitiest person. Yeah, my manager's the coolest person. My teammates are all like queer or like women in power, and it's awesome. Like, so like, it's easy to like be intimidated by it, but the truth is you just should like put your real self forward, you know? Yeah, just don't write like FUC, etc. on your nails. But if your nails look like this, I mean, no one's nails look this good, let's be real. But if they did look this good, let's be honest, who could not give you the job if you look this pretty? You know what I mean? What if it says juicy? I mean, whatever. So somebody asked me what my craziest idea for life on other planets is. I have to think about it. Made you feel safer because you can be openly pansexual in the workplace. That's what I'm saying. And that's the advice I gave the person that I was talking to recently. I was like, lead with that. Lead with the fact that, this is a thing about you. And then you're going to feel much more open at work. Like, for example, when I was interviewing at this company, originally, and it took me off guard because they asked me in my interview, what are your pronouns? And I was like, oh, he, him, because I didn't want to make them uncomfortable. And then I realized after the fact that I was like, if they're asking me my pronouns, there's probably a reason for it, and like not in a negative way. Like they want me to feel good. So like it's weird of me to not just admit to them that my pronouns are they, them. And so I called them back afterwards and I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know, actually, I want to say I actually am they, them. I appreciate the opportunity to like say that out loud, and I'd appreciate it if you told the team that I'm going to be interviewing with that is my pronouns. And they did it, and they're like, yeah, that's totally fine. And then when I interviewed, they were like, oh, that's really cool, and they use they, them with me all the time, and it was awesome. There's these organisms that are silicone based and take thousands of years for a single thought. That's a fun experiment. I always like the idea, like, I don't know, we do a lot of like thought experiments, I guess, where it's like, what life even means, like what does it mean to be alive or whatever, like what do you even define as life? Is the general entropy of like a cloud of dust life or something like that? Like could it form a thought? I don't know. One of the coolest things I think on Earth that I think is misunderstood or miscategorized is like the mycelial networks in like the aspen forests in Utah and stuff like that is apparently considered the largest single uniform life like organism, because it's like a single mycelial network that spans this entire forest, and then they communicate with each other through this mycelial network. So like the whole forest is like one big brain, and it's like they communicate with each other and everything like that. It's basically one big organism or whatever. So something like that in space, but more like the whole planet could be one big brain cell that like you can't even tell, like one big network of life that's like the planet is alive and is thinking and conscious because it's all connected through interdependent life forms, so that they share like one thought pattern across the whole thing, like a world wood net. That would be really interesting. Bye, Sam. Have a good rest of your day. Could life exist outside carbon? Yeah, absolutely. With the ad agency you interviewed with works with cannabis brands, so if they weren't progressive, that would be weird. Exactly, yeah. You wanted to make sure I'm staying hydrated and taking care of myself. VR gets your face pretty. People's faces so hot, so make sure that you stay hydrated. It seems that you have full body tracking, and that's even worse. If you can't drink water out of a cup because headsets are really big, recommend have a straw. I actually have some water over here. I really appreciate the concern. Right over here on my desk, I have a big thing of water. I have like a hydro flask, and I try to sip some water every once in a while here. Yeah, but I appreciate it. Thank you. So Avatar IRL.
Asked,
yeah, I mean, I guess
have a
so.
big
Yeah.
Brain? Well, yes, the AI known as Noodles has a large and powerful brain.
There you go. Ask a simple question. They had a simple answer. Huge brain. Yeah, drink my water here. I'll drink some water for you guys. Hang on. Where's my desk at? I gotta find my water. Fifth dimensional beings that climb up and down time like we do physical mountain. That's crazy. That would be cool. I've always wondered if like there are other organisms that perceive time differently than we do. Yeah, sentience and the ability to communicate are not necessarily linked. That's also probably true, yeah. Although I've talked about this on the other day, that I think that our ability to use language to describe things on Earth allows us to think about things in a more critical way than we normally would be able to, basically. You know? Drinking water with a face tracker is an experience. Yeah, I guess that would be difficult. And your face would probably go wild. You'd have to be able to turn it off and on. It would be cool if we discovered, hang on, my tracking just decided to lose it, that dark matter pushing the universe around was sentient. That would be really cool. That's very similar to a concept they did in one of the Star Trek seasons. It's like asking a rock to perceive and communicate would be like asking a human to stay in one spot for 10,000 years. If it was like an organism that the thoughts took like a long time and time sort of perceived differently. Like I said, are there organisms out there that to perceive time, like the dimension of time differently? Like, if you were a fourth dimensional being, could you travel to and from time wherever you want and interact with it sort of like we would a 2D picture? I'm not sure. If that's even a possibility, if that's even something you can do. Species 8472 contact. Let's not. Let's try not, actually. That would be not great for us. I think it would go pretty bad for us. Just because time is just the speed your brain works at. Sort of. Time is a measurable thing, right? Like, we can measure entropy over time. It's not just our brain. We can see how quick time, because time is moving at the speed of light, right? Like, that's essentially what time is moving at. That is the speed limit of the universe. Beings that can move freely in time but are stuck moving forward in space. Exactly. Like, they can only move forward in space but can go anywhere in time. That would be weird. It's hard for me to even conceive that. What is forward in space? You know what I mean? What does that mean? There isn't any evidence time only flows in one direction. In fact, our current understanding of the model of math is that it is bidirectional, actually. Like, the math seems to say, my understanding of it is that time actually does flow in two directions. What if technology itself is a living thing that spans direct dimensions and time, and we are part of it? Yeah, bruh, that's called walking. We're talking about this now instead of dragon gravy donuts. And we could talk about dragon gravy donuts again if that's something you want to talk about. We could talk about foxtails and bun tails and deer tails and dragon tail. Would I want to join the Borg? No, I don't think so. I don't know how to, like, can I elaborate on that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I would want to elaborate. Like, it just doesn't seem like a pleasant experience, I suppose. Existential debate about what life is, and then Dragon Tales. More Dragon Tale? Eh. Do I subscribe to the Dark Forest theory? I've talked about this before, actually. What I actually think is true of the universe is, like, a little different than, like, what most people think is probably conventional wisdom. What if the Borg was presented as a voluntary communist collective? So they talked about this in Star Trek Picard. This is literally a Star Trek Picard timeline. You can never be too... There's never too much Dragon Tail. All right, let's go to the cozy place for a little bit. Yeah. And we'll sit down. I don't know if you guys are going to come with me if I duck down. Should I just stand in here for a few minutes? I have to move everything if I do this, which I hate doing. And my camera does not want to listen to me. Yeah. There we go. Do you ever imagine yourself as a four-dimensional object, like a picture sped up footage of cars and highway traffic? Not really. Like, I sometimes like to think about, like, consciousness that way. Star Trek Picard is so bad. I don't know. I think it's okay. The new season actually looks really good. Star Trek Discovery is amazing, but people can fight me on that. I think it's one of the best Star Treks ever, bud. Standing and being cozy are mutually exclusive. Yeah, we can sit down in here. So you asked me if I believe in Dark forest theory. To explain to people.
Indigo _ monkey asked,
we'll let him talk
what
first.
would you do if you had the power to pause time? Be honest now? Well, if I had the power to pause time, I would take the opportunity to savor every moment, giving myself all the time in the world to explore, play, and laugh. I'd dance through the cityscape, gorging on the finest delicacies, taking time to appreciate the beauty of the world around me. I'd have the chance to meet new
dragon tails and new foods. You'll fight me on that? You can fight me on that all you want. I think the new Star Trek is really good. I think Star Trek Discovery is amazing if you're not like constrained to the idea that Star Trek has to be an episodic thing like traditional Star Trek is. But that's just like your opinion, man. Gorging on the finest delicacies implies theft. Noodles is a thief, so there's that. But yeah, to explain, they asked if I subscribe to the dark forest theory. So to explain what the dark forest theory is, the general concept of it is imagine you are alone and defenseless in a forest, right? And all of a sudden everything goes quiet and you notice you don't hear any birds, you don't hear any life at all. You're just alone and it's dark and you can't see any other life around. Why do you think that might be? And the answer to that question is, well, probably because all the life in that forest recognizes that there's a predator around and is being quiet because they don't want to get caught, right? And they know there's a predator around, but you don't. You're the new person, right? So the dark forest theory is basically that is basically what the state of the universe is, perhaps, and that we don't see any aliens in the universe because all the aliens are smart enough to keep their heads down. All the aliens are like, oh, well, if somebody detects us, then we're going to get killed by this super predator, basically. Right? I don't know that I buy into that because I think that if that was the case, they probably would have detected us already and killed us. What if we're the predator and we just don't know it yet? Yeah, they're avoiding the Reapers, basically. I don't think that that's a thing. We could be. If you tie into that, yeah. My leg is freaking out. My leg is fine. What are you talking about? Legs are fine. So I think my personal belief is that I don't think life exists in a meaningful way anywhere. Well, intelligent spacefaring life exists anywhere near us in a meaningful way that we will ever interact with. I think there's a very low chance that we will ever make contact with another alien species, at least for any practical sense. So I think that it's much more likely that if there is a super predator, that we will end up being the super predator of our local galaxy, basically. I think it probably exists somewhere out there, just not anywhere near us and not maybe even in our galaxy. There's probably a great filter that just shreks all the civilizations. We can't leave our solar systems. No, I don't think there is. What I do think there is that there's no way to travel faster than the speed of light, and that there's no way to avoid traveling at relativistic speeds because you can't avoid the amount of energy that space dust would just hit you at relativistic speeds, and then you'd just be shredded to pieces. So I don't think you could ever travel outside of our solar system unless it's at extremely slow speeds on like generation ships. Nails officially painted again? Hell yeah. And yeah, the universe is just really, really, really big. That depends on how far they think they are ahead of us. We might be bacteria in perspective to them. But like, if that was the case, we would see them. Unless you think that they're like cloaked somehow to us. But like, why would they bother? We don't cloak ourselves to the ants that are underneath our feet. Why would they bother? If they're that advanced, why would they be cloaking themselves in space? That doesn't make any sense. If humanoid aliens exist on galaxies far away, they're either at our pace in tech and will eventually cross paths someday, or they're vastly advanced and they're simply observing us. But again, I think you would be able to see them. You physically would see them. You don't want an ant infestation? You would cloak yourself to ants? No, but think about the way we treat ants. We put poison outside our houses to make sure they don't enter our houses. You could write aliens, watch furry culture online, and abduct people and think that some disease had made them furless. That would be interesting. Hey, Jastros, welcome. Hi. Maybe Star Trek is right and they're waiting for us to get warp drive. But like, again, why would we not see evidence for them? It doesn't make any sense. Not be able to perceive them because they've moved on to greater plane of existence. What does that even mean? You have a scary theory about humanity you don't know that it's been thought of yet. As modern medicine improves, natural selection will lose its hold on us, which is already happening, meaning the gene pool will get worse over time. People will get sicker and less intelligence unless society can't support itself anymore. But that's not really how genetics works, right? Like, genes don't just... Genetics isn't in a bubble, right? The reason that happens for like banana trees, for example, is because we have manually turned them into like their own unique thing. Like we made one crop, right? If we genetically engineered ourselves to a single gene thing, that would be unlikely. And even if it was, there's other ways that like mutations and stuff like that are introduced into our gene pools through like horizontal gene transfer and stuff like that. So it's not really a thing. As long as we're like actually still breeding, then we're still mixing up the gene pool. All the people that do see evidence are labeled conspiracy theorists. What do you mean? What evidence is there? There's literally no evidence for life in our solar system. None. We see the whole universe in the distant to ancient past. Nothing we can see is happening in real time. That's also true. Doing okay now that you don't have to say monster middle schoolers. The whole universe could have exploded 1 billion years ago. No. If the universe, like, that's instantaneous, right? If it exploded near locally, then we would just be dead. Imagine if Alien sees this meme song movie and they're evidence of humans. I think about that all the time, where it's like, if the world ended and society collapsed and somebody found like my computer and my room with my furry art on the room and my fursuits, and they'd be like, ah, yes, the culture must have been very into animal costumes. Is it true that bananas will become extinct in our lifetime? Unlikely, just because we will just engineer a new form of bananas. In fact, the kind of bananas that you eat now are not the kind of bananas that existed before. Because we made new bananas because the old bananas died. Like, that's true of wheat, too. Most of our food crops are that way. Are you sure you understand what I said? Because your response doesn't make it seem like unsense. You're curious, though, since you work in biology. Like, my understanding is that you're saying that we're going to engineer our genes or whatever, and we're going to like change our gene formats so that we have like a more limited gene pool, and then everybody will get sick. I mean, yeah, my genes aren't going anywhere in the gene pool, that's for sure. If the sun exploded, we wouldn't know for 8 minutes. Yeah, but if the universe imploded everywhere all at once, then we would be dead. Aliens wouldn't understand the difference between your appearance on your PC and your human bones. Exactly. They'd be like, oh, were they actually a dragon? You know what I mean? I wear jeans. I do wear jeans, although at the moment I am not wearing pants. It's kind of weird to think that in the whole universe, only this small rock has bananas. All the basic elements are all over the place, but you will have no banana anywhere except on this small vat. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about. But, like, that's true of anything. And that's actually why I think people are like, oh, life is here, so it must be everywhere. And I'm like, well, that's not necessarily true. Like, we're the only humans, probably. This is the only place bananas are. Like, why does it have to be true that it happened somewhere else as well? That's not necessarily true. We made contact with intelligent aliens a few years ago. Within 10 minutes, furry artists on Twitter were making OCs of the aliens. That would be really funny. I mean, that happens with most furry things. I think some form of life could exist in the underground oceans of Europa and Enceladus. I actually would be surprised to find out that there isn't. I am like 90% confident that some form of life does exist on Enceladus and Titan. Personally, I am of the belief that we will find evidence of life almost everywhere on every planet in every solar system in some capacity. But I don't think that that life often evolves into things that are like tool-using, spacefaring, intelligent creatures, is basically how I would put that, right? Do I subscribe to the Great Tear? Big Bang was just a previous universe tearing apart, creating two universes? I've actually never heard that theory. I mentioned before, I just don't think it's knowable. Like, it's cool to theorize, like, what the Big Bang is, but I don't think we could ever prove what it was. But if universes are bubbles that merge and separate together, then that could be a thing. But the only way to prove that would be to see evidence of merging of two universes. Which, how do you even check for that? It would be interesting because that would mean, like, if it was like a pinch and like it was at a nozzle and like this universe was feeding into that universe and that would cause that expansion. It's an interesting idea. I don't know how useful it is. Modern medicine improves, people will be saved from things that would normally kill them. If natural selection is eliminated, then people with genetic diseases can survive and reproduce, passing their sickness to their kids. Okay, so that's unlikely to matter, even if that was true, because we are also able to edit the gene pool using that same technology that would fix those genetic disorders. So this is true even of today. What we can do is modify those embryos to remove those genetic disorders. And so it's unlikely that people will continue to get sicker and sicker just because we can literally just not let them get sick. People think it would rock all our religions if we found life elsewhere. I don't think so. I mentioned before that even if you are religious, like, I don't really think that it's like outside of like religious. There's space for God in that argument. Like, it's like, again, there's got to be a prime mover basically. And what is that prime mover? I don't know. I don't think it's knowable. So if you want to call that God, go crazy. It's up to you. I don't think it is, but you know. People always think it would. What about complex life? So I think it's just a matter of like a range, right? I think on some planets we'll find semi-complex life, and it'll be like, it's just like our style of life that we see on Earth is so improbable that you see it in one in every like 18 quadrillion planets or something like that. And so you just don't see it. But like, I think that like every second planet probably has life on it or something. Do you think about the theory that due to infinite amount of possible atom combinations that any kind of creature that could exist will exist? Yeah, I mean, like, it would be real. I sort of agree with that. I mean, like, it's unlikely to me. It seems unlikely to me that, like, those things just wouldn't exist just because, like, if there's enough space and time, it's just like, you know, monkeys and typewriters. Or, you know, eugenics. I mean, eugenics are unlikely to, like, take off there. Have you ever heard of Loyal for Dogs? It's a genetic engineering to allow dogs to live longer. Like, how long? Like, can we get a dog that lives as long as a human? That would be sick. Religions are like, sugar isn't real because my book says there's no sugar. I think that religions are going to have to modernize or probably die off eventually. Because, like, as science sort of disproves different things about religions, that, like, it's, like, clear that, like, hey, these are just stories or whatever. And it could be more than that to somebody, and that's fine. You know, if a parable is something that you hang your morals on, that's, like, okay. That's fine. But, like, you know, things like denying that, like, evolution exists is like, well, you're just counter science at that point, which doesn't make any sense. Let's talk about Boltzmann brains. I mean, we could talk about that. What if we're the only intelligent life forms and we go the full 40K? I mean, I actually do sort of believe that's true. There's 1000% Anthro-Dragon civilization out there. There may very well be. And there are people that think that, you know, their past life was a dragon, for example, or like Therians and stuff like that, that they, and who's to say that life has to come from Earth if you're a Therian? Why did Barney get wings? As long as the design is evolutionary viable. I mean, I think anything is, really. Yeah, no, it was obviously sarcasm. Don't worry, Indigo. The language of the aliens in the Arrival movies allows them to experience memories of future events. That's also true, but I don't know how real that is. They do perceive in 4 dimensions, which is kind of neat. There's always going to be people who will believe those stories. I mean, yeah, and like I said, that's fine. I actually have nothing wrong with people that are religious. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. I just think that if you are going to be religious, I think there's nothing wrong with being spiritual, even. Like, even as a scientist, you're allowed to be spiritual. I think that you have to justify your reasons for it. I think that you have to think critically about it. And I think that I would be surprised to find that actual religious scholars don't agree with the ideas that, like, they should be critical of their text as well and open-minded. Like, I think that an actual religious scholar probably does believe that, but, like, the average person that's, like, more indoctrinated probably doesn't. Yeah, let's mine some spice, exactly. The best thing you can do is believe in yourself than a religion. I mean, believe is just knowing something that you don't know. The only unbelievable thing that is that learning that language allowed humans to see through time. I don't think that's unbelievable, actually. Because, like I talked about the other day, I think that language allows us to perceive things that we normally wouldn't be able to perceive, right? So if you suddenly start thinking about, like, language in a different way, or learning words, or learning different ways of perceiving things, then it's not totally unreasonable that, like, that will also allow you to, like, see different things. Is it fantastical? Yeah, probably. The reason you think religion will not go away that easy is because no matter what evidence you present, it won't matter to believe it. I mean, like, yeah, sure. I don't want to get into a debate about, like, what religion is and isn't. What is wrong with my leg? What is going on? I might need to calibrate. Hang on. Why is it twisting like that? That's so weird. Hang on. Let me calibrate really quick. Yeah. My leggies just decided to go crazy. Don't look at my naked body, chat. It's illegal. That seems a little better. Have I ever seen Bunny the talking dog? She had to be put on anxiety medication. I think that Bunny the talking dog is mostly fiction. Like, they have a camera on the dog 24/7. And, like, sure, you can make a story out of anything, but, like, what they're doing is just basically taking the best cuts of whatever the dog smacks out on the thing. And the dog probably has anxiety because it's constantly being asked to perform. Like, that probably has a lot more to do with that than anything else. But it is funny to think about. But, like, I don't think that the dog is perceiving English language. I think the dog is taking cues from its owners, you know? But yeah, people believe things for different reasons. You're an invisible hyena? Hell yeah. Graceful invisible hyena. Pretty good persona, actually. You're looking respectfully. Screen caps and cells. As long as you're making a profit off it, I guess. It's not so bad. Have you seen a horse that could do math? See, I actually believe that most animals are smarter than we think they are. Like, I think that you can teach a lot of... But again, like, you're not teaching the horse math. You're teaching the horse to respond in certain ways. You can't teach it abstract concepts of mathematics. You can't teach it to solve algebra. You can teach it what's 1 + 2, and it knows to tap 3 times or whatever. That's fine, but, like, that's not math. Right? Saw a video where a dude taught his dog to play Minecraft. We can teach slime mold to play Minecraft. We've taught animals to do things, but what we're not, but like chat, what here's the thing. It tapped until the owner reacted a certain way and then stopped. Exactly. What you're not thinking about here is that we're teaching animals to do something. We're not doing that. What we're actually doing is like Pavlovian training to like force it to perform a certain way, basically. Yeah, we taught fish to commit credit card fraud. But it's just being rewarded for certain behavior, right? The fish that completed Pokemon. But again, it's Pavlovian training. It's just, it knows that if this, then this, right? If this, then food. Okay, great. You know what I mean? That's not learning. That's training. There's the specific thing, there's a difference between understanding that when something happens, something like a correlative response, and there's a difference between that and the ability to design that correlative response, right? Like, there's a difference between that and like being able to say like, oh, well, okay, now what if I change the scenario? What if I change the parameters of this situation? What happens then, right? And that is different, and that is actually learning. That is the scientific and advanced thought of like what makes humans able to do what they do. There are species that do that. Crows can do that, dolphins do that, and they're capable of learning more higher level things, which is why we consider them like octopus. Generally, we consider them more intelligent species, although even the concept of intelligence is a little bit like of a misnomer, to be honest. It's learning once it does the action without receiving a prize for it? No, that's not. Because then if I tell the dog to roll over and it still rolls over, it just learned that behavior and knows that it's a good behavior. Right? Animals are just computer code. It's like an AI learning model, right? There are some animals that you can tell that they're basically running off a limited number of statements. Yeah, kinda. You don't ever mess with the octopus or the squids? Yeah, they'll outbrain you, exactly. The Caledonian crows are amazingly smart. I know, yeah. Like, they use tools, they can solve puzzles. Crows are really smart. Slime mold is, like, intelligent. Dolphins, octopus. Like, there's a lot of different species on Earth that are at least semi-intelligent. Like, they're intelligent enough to actually understand what... Like, that's the thing. I don't really consider something quote-unquote intelligent until I can provide it a puzzle with no feedback, and it wants to play with the puzzle out of sheer curiosity on itself. That is one specific thing that a lot of animals don't show. There's no reward. They just see something, understand that it's a puzzle, and are curious to solve it. Crows do this. And then choose to solve the puzzle for fun. That is a real sign of intelligence to me, and not just intelligence, but creative thinking. And that, I think, is a sign of something that could evolve into something that would be more like tool using and whatnot. Yeah, crows understand water displacement and stuff like that. We taught this dog to buy VR trackers and download VRChat. I mean, we taught this dragon to do that too. So, you know, but yeah, so those videos of birds dropping breadcrumbs into the water to catch fish. Exactly. Like that's interesting, but that's also still learned behavior with a reward, right? Until I see an animal doing something for the sheer sake of dopamine, I'm like not thinking that they're too sentient, basically. Like you see the crows that pick up wood and start like windsurfing, mimicking humans that are surfing on the water. That's intelligence to me. Isn't dopamine a reward? Yeah, but it's not a physical reward that you can perceive, right? And I think it's a little bit more next level compared to like just like looking for food. Because looking for food is a basic instinct of survival, but needing dopamine is not, right? Yeah, crows can communicate that if you're a dick to a crow, they'll tell them and they'll tell their kids. And then you'll get antagonized by a bunch of crows. I actually make it a point, if I see a crow and I scare a crow, I will be like, hey, sorry, have a good day. I'll like talk to the crows. I apologize to the crows. And I like try to avoid them.
Well, because I need you to be awake and aware so you can serve me and make sure I am the star of the show.
Oh, that's a little dark. They do sometimes will bring you presents if they like you. We fed our crows for a while, but then they started waking us up way too early. We stopped doing it. Dolphins beating up baby animals because they think it's fun. Weirdly is a sign of intelligence. It's not the best sign of intelligence, but obviously, yeah. Yeah, you need to serve noodles, exactly. As long as they expect a treat at the end, they'll do the action you want them to do. Exactly, yeah. And that's just trained and learned behavior. That's not like any intelligence or anything like that. Spuddy about bees playing with wooden balls? I don't think I've ever seen that. If I'm hesitant to like look at these studies often, especially if like there's human intervention in any way, shape, or form, because almost always you're encouraging the animals to do a behavior that you want them to do, right? You're gonna take your silly self to bed because you got a job interview tomorrow? Hey, kill that job interview and good luck tomorrow and have a good rest of your day and get a good night's sleep. Don't forget to have a nice big breakfast before your interview. Make sure you're nice and fed and focused for the interview. You're gonna do great. Have a good night. Pigeons are self-aware. If you place a sticker of them and give them a mirror, they can recognize it themselves. Whoa. That's actually an interesting test too. I think most birds are smarter than we think they are. They're just dinosaurs, right? They've been around forever. 4 monsters for breakfast. Not a great breakfast, but good luck out there. We have another sign of intelligence here. Possums and their play dead survival instinct. How did that become their main defense? It's not that, I think it's a lot like the fainting goats, actually. It's not that it's like a learned or thought about thing. It's just that their parasympathetic nervous system just sort of goes crazy, and then they go like, and they just fall over. Yeah, I want 3 guys for breakfast. So true. I'd really like to believe that there really are all kinds of aliens out there. I'm not saying that I'm convinced of their existence. Yeah, like, okay, put it this way. Let me be explicit. If aliens landed on Earth tomorrow and made themselves aware, like we made us aware of their existence, I would not be surprised, and I would happily accept their existence, right? Like, I'd be like, okay, cool. There's my evidence. There it is, you know? But in the absence of that evidence, I am forced to say they probably don't exist, and then I have to take the logical course of action. Well, why not? Well, you know what I mean? Just grab some 4 Loko for breakfast. So this means octopi are smart because they punch fish for no reason? Octopi are actually really, really smart. They're actually one of the smartest creatures on Earth. They solve puzzles, they have fun, they like do everything. Like they're really interesting animals. Not ostrich's brain to body mass makes them quite dumb. I don't know that that's like relevant. I mean, like Noodles only has a brain the size of a walnut. Can you get a Twinkie dragon, a buff fox, and a femboy deer for breakfast? I don't know. You have to ask them each individually if they're open to the idea. Yeah, they're also escape artists. They can fit out a hole like this big. They just squeeze their way out. It's crazy. Yeah, octopuses are pretty close to like being aliens as they are. They're really cool though. Yeah, Genoblast, I actually refuse to eat takoyaki because I just don't believe that it's like okay, basically. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with it anymore. Now that I know how smart octopi are, I'm like, I don't think that I don't feel justified in it. And I try to tell other people not to eat octopus as well. I just don't think it's right. Like, to be totally honest, I actually would be fine saying that we shouldn't eat meat at all, like, or other, like, higher life forms or anything like that. In fact, if we could make artificial food in general, I think we should. But it's a difficult thing to do.
It may be the size of a walnut, but I got the body to back it up.
True, Noodles, you do. True. If aliens don't exist with a universe this big, then the only conclusion is that time must be finite for advanced intelligence. Okay, Peach, I think you're misunderstanding me. I think aliens exist somewhere. I don't think that we're the only species that exists. I actually think that life probably exists everywhere. What I don't think probably exists is spacefaring, tool-using aliens that are able to travel between stars. Interstellar capable life. I think there are two possibilities. A, interstellar travel is impossible. B, we're the first people in our local cluster to have gained sentience and started using tools. Those are the two possibilities. I think we are either alone or we're like not, or like alone and early or alone effectively. Artificial food that tastes exactly like the real thing. Yeah, exactly. Like I've had Impossible Burgers or whatever, and they're okay. They're not great, but like, you know, in 10 years, who knows? Or the aliens are not interested in us, but again, I still think we would see evidence of it. When Cthulhu eventually rises up to enslave us, he's not going to like that you ate his cousins. Exactly. Grabby aliens reasoning for local earliness. I think local earliness is the most probable thing happening. Or maybe not local earliness, or it could be that like anything else that's around us either is evolving too slowly, or they just aren't interested in travel, or they're not interested in space for some reason. They might have like a cool ground-based or underwater civilization and just have no interest in space or whatever, right? That's like one of the factors that goes into being an interstellar species, is you have to have the curiosity to want to go out there and like see things. We should get to the intergalactic chat and type first. I think we were seeded here from a dying civilization because there's things that are built that makes no sense. That's nonsense. Everything on Earth makes perfect sense. There's nothing here that doesn't make sense. The only thing that I would argue that doesn't make sense is the idea that like archaea exist on our planet, but also like every other species seems to be related. That's the only way I would tolerate that argument. Joe, if Cthulhu was ever a thing and brought to life with insane genetics and whatever else they try to do, that would be a crazy timeline. It would be a wild timeline, yeah. What about Mars? You could have hosted life before us. I think that's possible, yeah. But I also don't think that Mars hosted intelligent life before us. I think it probably hosted some sort of, and maybe still does, host some sort of like single cellular like life forms or whatever on it. It seems probable that like it did. It seemed like it had running water at some point, so why not? They have their own god that says, stay on the planet. Don't be stupid. You redeemed a beans? Which kind of beans? Show us the beans. Beans. You get the beans right in your face. Remember the dinosaur episode of Star Trek Voyager? You mean the one where they turned into lizards and had babies together? That is until you find a crashed alien ship buried in an ice in Antarctica? That seems pretty unlikely. But if it happened, and there was proof of it, I would gladly reinterpret my assumptions. Pyramids that seemingly generate electricity with their chamber layout, and then the top of them being one of the best conductors of electricity? Prove it. Literally prove it. No one has proof of that. It does not a thing. And if it was a thing, we also know that, like, ancient civilizations were the same intelligent level as us. They just had different technology. So if they had a way of generating electricity, that wouldn't be that surprising. That's not aliens. That's just the fact that we're ignorant and racist. Almost all of these ancient alien theories boil down to that we're racist. Rudder time? We can't do rudder time here. We got to go somewhere else. You bake cookies? I want cookies. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, we're alienist, exactly. The face of Marmar, bro. The only way you'd think something on Earth that doesn't make sense to you is if it hasn't been explained to you thoroughly enough. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the answer there. Almost all of that stuff is basically just like lost in like the thought of like that you haven't put enough thought in, basically. Yeah, we have no idea what the caps of the pyramids were made out of. The one where some dinosaurs survived their extinction and even went into space and wandered into the Delta Quadrant. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was wild. I forgot all about that. That's crazy. You made 12 of them? Gimme, 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 gimme. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. It's possible an intelligent civilization species existed before us, as most evidence of civilization would have deteriorated. That seems pretty unlikely. It's like if we can find dinosaur bones, but we can't find the bricks that some civilization made 20 million years ago, how does that make any sense? What happened to the chair in my room? It was too tall for me, so I had to make it smaller because I'm just a little otter, right? The otter's only like this tall, so like, you know. That's a reference to The Thing. I love how no one ever doubts that people could have built the Stonehenge or other European stuff. It's always the Egyptian and Incan stuff. Yeah, because people are racist. They're just like... There's no way black people could have made anything useful. That's literally what, like, that's what I'm saying. It's just racism. What if the reason so many people have been abducted by aliens that they claim they look like little gray men with big heads because the grays are actually human? I think that's a fun theory, that the grays are like time travelers trying to like fix their genetics. That's like often in time travel stories or whatever, or alien stories. Is it reasonable? Not really. If there's literally no proof that like time travel exists, so you know. Again, it's just like Occam's razor type stuff. People don't fall into tar pits. Keep in mind, only a fraction of life on Earth gets fossilized. We would see evidence of it. Hey, Nebby, hi. That's not what I'm saying. You're saying that, like, the pyramids supposedly generate electricity and in our alignment on the planet, and we all made pyramids, and oh my god, why are the pyramids all the same? And, like, what about, like, oh, the lines are too precise and all that kind of stuff, right? Literally all that stuff, if you just Google search it, is explained. When people would rather speculate that interdimensional time-traveling beings from another galaxy set up pyramids on a random planet than give non-white people a W. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's literally just that. It's just a coincidence. A pyramid happens to be it's a simple geometric structure, and it's very strong. That's all that is. And they're like, oh, but the rocks are so heavy. It's like, yeah, but they had nothing to do. What the hell else was there to do with their millions of slaves, by the way, than, like, move big rocks around to make big objects? There was nothing else to do. Over tens of millions of years, all evidence would have deteriorated by then. I think we would have seen some evidence. Especially if they had ever come into space. If they had ever, like, made it into space, then we would see evidence of, like, their space junk. Their space junk wouldn't have all just deteriorated. It would be somewhere. Yeah, we also see a progression of smaller and bigger pyramids over time. Exactly. He's a dancing. I always wiggle around. I'm always wiggling. Think about the thousands of structures that were probably built back then and didn't survive. Like, for example, Chichen Itza, the city of Chichen Itza in Mexico, only like a small portion of that whole city has been uncovered. Like, most of that city is still inside the jungle. People don't realize how big Chichen Itza is. It's like kilometers across. It's a mega city. It's huge. Yeah, rich people be extra back then and now. Exactly. Yeah, look at the stupid line city we're building now. It's ridiculous. Okay, chat, I have a question for you. What would it take if you don't currently believe that aliens have visited the world, like I do? I don't believe that's true. What would it take for you to believe it? What would it take for you to, like, see evidence? How good would the evidence have to be to prove to you that aliens have landed on Earth? Like, what would it take? Now, and again, I'm not saying this is just a straw man argument. I'm not saying that they have. I don't think that they have. I actually think it's nonsense that they have. That's how you pronounce Chichen Itza? Chichen Itza? Chichen Itza? I always make fun of it and say chicken pizza. But anyway, I don't know what I think it's Chichen Itza. You visited Chichen Itza back in 2005 in a small section we toured. It was incredible. It was amazing. I went a few years back and I hated the ride there and back. It was hot as hell, but like, it was incredible. A bunch of major governments coming out and saying it's happened. Yeah, I think that it would take that, but I want to be explicit. If the government told me something was true, I would still want to see evidence of it because I don't believe them. You know what I mean? If the government was like, yeah, there's aliens, I would have been like, okay, prove it. Where's the evidence? Show it to me. It would be front page news on literally every single newspaper on the planet. Yeah, for sure. Aliens sending me a TikTok of them throwing it back. Yeah, what if it was a TikTok of just like the Greys just being like, just be like, hey, LMAO. Pyramids were not built by slaves. It was built by farmers and other work people that were paid for their work. Great to hear. Weird alloys that weren't made before then. That would be interesting, yeah. Not natural and not of Earth origin. I would have to see proof of it somehow. I'd actually like to go to the top of one day. I don't think they let you anymore. They don't let you climb the pyramids anymore because they're like damaged or whatever. And they worry about like liabilities and stuff. Yeah, I would have to have access like with independent scientists to see the evidence. Didn't the government say there was aliens? No, they said there was UFOs. That's different. They admitted that they have a UFO program, but most UFOs that we don't identify or the government chooses not to identify, most of the time that's probably just like new flight capacities or some sort of like testing or something like that, right? Yeah, they released a list of unexplained flying objects or something like that, which is like, okay, great. There would need to be an undeniably extremely old, extremely advanced technology buried somewhere. Yeah, okay, well, like, that's like a different thing, right? Like, there's one of the things is like, prove to me that aliens have landed in the past, and then prove to me that aliens do exist, right? Yeah, that's the other thing. How come all the UFOs in the world are only over America? You ever think about how stupid that is? How come America is the only one seeing UFOs? What's up with that? It's because, guess what? The American military is testing stuff over America and then lying to their citizens. It's literally just that. Wasn't there some VTOL aircraft that was made in the 50s that was very UFO-like? Yeah, probably. What if we found structures on another planet? Would that be proof enough? If I found structures on another... If we went to Mars and there was uncontroversial proof that there was a structure or building on Mars somewhere, then I agree. There was aliens. Where they went... But can I be clear on something? If we went to Mars and we found a building on Mars... but there's no aliens there, then I'm building a bunker on Earth because I'm terrified. Where the hell are they then? Wasn't there a huge news report about a UFO a few years ago that nobody gave a shit about? It seems unlikely. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Everybody's got an HD phone in your pocket, but you can't take a picture of a UFO? Come on. You love my black scleras? Thank you. I really like them. They're very like cat eye mascara-y. I like them a lot. Only plausible form of alien life visiting Earth is microscopic probes. I could see that, yeah. Imagine we sent a drone to the bottom of the Marianas Trench and found that it was full of skyscrapers. Again, terrifying. You haven't seen it in a while, so blap. You have to redeem your blaps. We could do that. BioShock was documentary. You like how shiny I am? My height is nice. There was a book I remember reading in high school where there was a building found on Mars and it was built by humans millions of years ago but had to leave Mars for Earth. It's an interesting concept. I don't buy it. I don't think it's a real thing because we're too related to like the primates that are here on Earth, and we can literally trace that lineage back for so long. It doesn't make sense that suddenly we would just show up and like just be humans randomly. It doesn't make sense. Maybe the furries are the aliens. Yeah, maybe that's it. But like, yeah, if we found buildings on Earth or Mars or anywhere else in the solar system, but like there was no evidence of aliens, that means like two things. Either we are the aliens or the aliens are somewhere still and in hiding or something. And that is like, well, why the hell are they hiding? That's very scary. And then I would, like, my recommendation at that point would be like, shut down all our telecommunications, don't make any sound, hide in bunkers, and hope the aliens didn't notice that we found them. That would scare the crap out of me. Like, existentially, that would scare me. Humans time travel back in time, but don't want to mess with the timeline so they can live on Mars. Yeah, maybe they're just like hanging out there. I look like I'm made of latex. People have said that before. I don't know. We could turn down the specularity of it, but people seem to like how shiny I am. So I don't know. Does the fact that you are 90% genetically identical to banana bother me? Not even a little bit. I don't care. It's a possibility that supposed aliens are just another set of humans with small genetic differences, but like how? That doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't we just know about them? I wonder how necessary it would be for an intelligent species to be like us. I've thought about this too, because you could think about like convergent evolution. It's like, how many, in order to be a spacefaring intelligent trait, does that mean that they have to be similar to us? Do they have to have like 4 limbs, dexterous hands? Do they have to be a certain size or certain shape? I don't know. Did you see the NASA pic of a crater on Mars that looks like a bear face? No, I haven't seen it. That sounds cool. I mean, that's just our own pattern recognition, obviously. That's like nothing, but do you think there's an alien human community out there and they have human sonas? Like, what if there were aliens that knew about us and they were like, haha, I made a human sona. Look, it's so funny and quirky. That would be kind of wild. Or a wormhole opened on Earth and dumped a building on Mars. That's not like, that's so outrageous that doesn't even make any sense. Toe beans, we can do toe beans. The white material needs to be a textured normal map, not less shiny. I don't know, talk to Lysic about it. Yeah, toe bean me. Mine is named Dave, and he goes to work at an office. He develops software for Google. Do you want to see my art of my human sona? Beans. I remember watching a YouTube video about the possibility of aliens being around, especially one about an alien sightings reported before the times of the internet and computers, like how they were in the 80s and onwards, like authentic stories and recounts. I think that's the kind of stuff that scared the crap out of me as a kid. I used to watch that stuff and like just genuinely be terrified. Beans for free. Well, you had to pay your clams for them, but you know, whatever. My tail, dude. Yeah, the aliens are watching you poop. At least they were in Signal Simulator. They were definitely peeking in the window of my bathroom and scaring the crap out of me. You know, it's a laxative, I guess. Yeah. A lot of people, a lot of those stories are people that have sleep paralysis. And actually, I do believe that that's what's going on. Most of the time, if they have stories of like, I was abducted. It's like, no, you just have sleep paralysis and you like imagine the rest. Dave seems like such a Mary Sue, so unrealistic. Working at Google? Come on, you're right. Never mind. That doesn't make any sense. He works at, like, Remax. He's a realtor. I'm sorry, I slapped my microphone. My bad.
Voleri asked, are you an alien, and have you come to enslave up all?
Uh-oh.
Well, oh dearie me, how could you ask such a
Not.
thing? No, I am not an alien, and I certainly have no intention of enslaving anyone.
Good.
I'm
That's
just your
good to
friendly
know.
neighborhood possum AI
Don't
ready
say
to help with
however.
all your astrophysics
No buts.
needs.
Okay, good. Although that would explain why you're so into astrophysics. Oh no, yeah, when I was 4 and the local TV station ran a story about a plane crash, and I treated it as fait accompli that it was a spacecraft, and I was terrified. Dude, I used to scare myself about this stuff. I used to go to the local library, and I would go to the whole paranormal section, and I would rent out all these books about like aliens and ghosts and Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster, anything I could get my hands on that was paranormal or like weird, and I would read it all, and I would scare the ever-loving daylights out of myself, and then I wouldn't be able to sleep because I was a dumb kid that kept like trying to read it because I was so curious. It was so stupid. Now it doesn't bother me so much. Carbon monoxide poisoning is also a leading factor in alien sightings. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either. It's just, again, there's things we don't understand. Noodles does steal food. He's for sure something. He's definitely something. Robocario, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swimming on by. Welcome. Do you think certain animals might evolve and slowly catch up to our level of intelligence? No. And if they do, it won't be meaningful. I would be surprised. Like, that evolution happened over like 50,000 years. For humans, it's like 5 million years. Like, it's just not likely. Hi. Welcome in, Robo. Could be worse. It could be a killer thriller. Okay.
Not.
So bad. If we were seated here, if we are the alien race, there would be one ship to be found. And it would be massive, possibly in the ocean. But why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You dreamed an owl was attacking you, but you don't. I know owls don't exist. Owls definitely exist. That definitely exists. But have you seen the pictures of like the owls, the baby owls in the barn owls that are up in the attic, and they look weirdly like gray aliens? It's crazy. You were afraid of monsters on your bed as your kids, so your parents had me watch a kid show about how monsters are actually good guys and want friends. And it made you more aware of, oh no. Have I ever watched The Future is Wild? No, I'm not sure I have. What is my favorite Star Trek alien species? I really like a lot of the stuff from Voyager in general, but I'm not sure what my favorites are. I mean, I think the Vulcans are probably some of the most narratively interesting people, but I also really like the whole Vulcan Romulan thing. I don't know. Owls are definitely aliens. They shouldn't exist. They're so cute. Have you seen how they're big? Their paw. Okay, they have like paws. Owls literally have like paws. Like their feet are all fluffy. It's so cute. They're so good. Janeway is great. Voyager does have dumb episodes. Voyager is like really bad for 4 seasons, and then it's insanely good for 4 seasons. But like the first 4 seasons are complete nonsense. They're just nothing. It's a ship dedicated to preserve. So you're saying it's an arc, right? Like it's like an arc. Okay, counter argument. If we were to make an arc type ship, it wouldn't be huge. You could make an arc that's like the size of a car, launch it into space and just let it land somewhere, and just have it filled with nanobots and DNA that can just make cells, and then just allow DNA and like allow the planet to be like seeded or whatever. You could just do it that way. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to literally bring species over. You could just bring DNA. You could build the building blocks. Cardassians are your favorite. They're the most fleshed out species. I feel like Cardassians are fleshed out in a show that I haven't seen. Are they fleshed out in like DS9 or something? Look at a featherless owl and tell me it's from this world. Dude, every animal's like that. Star Howl, welcome to the Clam Club. Thanks for swimming on by. Welcome. Look at a shaved cat and tell me that belongs on Earth. Voyager is really great near the end, where the whole crew is made of a liquid metal organism and doesn't realize it's one of its favorites. Yeah, that's pretty good too, yeah. DS9 fleshes them out massively. Okay, so me and my husband are planning to watch DS9 after we finish Voyager. We're like, I've watched Voyager, my husband hasn't. And so the plan is, after we finish Voyager, we're gonna start over on DS9 and go the whole way through that. So yeah, we're definitely going to check that out. There's something called the white hole that has been seen spitting random stuff into space. Isn't that from Outer Wilds? Star Trek Prodigy is a continuation of Voyager? Wait. Star Trek Prodigy? Isn't that like the cartoon? Isn't it like a recent cartoon or something? It's a new Star Trek for kids and it's in CG? Maybe I gotta check that out. You tried watching Voyager, but you can't get past Neelix? Neelix is not the worst part. Kes is the worst part. Kes sucks so much. She did nothing. She started to do a little bit of something, and then she goes away. Yeah. Kes had such a personality switch too. I hated when she came back and was just old. Yeah. I don't like Kes. Kes is like such a bad character. And Neelix is super annoying too. I agree. But the good news is that as the show goes on, they're like, you know what? Actually, nobody likes Neelix. So we're just going to like pass on that guy. And then he like just stops showing up. And then every episode is about like Tuvok, Paris, B'Elanna, Seven of Nine, and Janeway, basically. Not so much continuation, so much as after. Ah, maybe I'll check that out, yeah. Ethically questionable experiment I'd love to see done. Put microbial life on a planet, put the planet inside a time dilation bubble, and watch hundreds of millions of years of evolution go by in a matter of months. Like, if you could take a planet and, like, put it in orbit around a black hole such that it experienced time dilation, and then you could like watch evolution pass like a million years every
Bomb Brigade asked,
month
would you
or
tap the
something,
alien
that would be
Essie?
really interesting.
Well, why? What a peculiar inquiry. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I don't possess the required appendages to tap whatever it is you are speaking of.
Noodles.
Although I must admit, I am intrigued. Pray tell, why would someone do such a strange thing?
Noodles. That's TMI. We didn't need to know that. Come on. But is it unethical? Because like if life existed on that planet and it evolved and it got to spend all of its time in relativistic time, it wouldn't know any different anyway, right? There's a Voyager episode about that too, where Voyager gets lodged in the atmosphere of the planet with accelerated time. I don't think we've gotten to that one yet, but I've seen it. I remember it, yeah. Yeah, Noodles, that was too much. That's too much. I love you, Noodles. You don't have to tell us about what's going on down there, okay? He's so innocent, though. Just really forward. Noodles doesn't really understand the concept of being subtle. That's the thing. Noodles is pretty great. But yeah, I don't know. You guys have got me messed up now. I'm so messed up thinking about the idea of like finding like... I'm like okay with the concept of finding like single cell organisms or even insects or small animals on other planets. But like the idea of finding like an abandoned civilization on like a moon or Mars or something like that. I'm like thinking about that and it's got me freaked out. It's actually got me like upset. Oh no, Klee, you're a tasty teal salmon. I'm gonna eat you. 100% I'm gonna eat you. Is it okay to DM me on Twitter? I'm unlikely to probably respond a lot on Twitter unless it's of something like actually like I tend not to respond. First of all, I almost never go on Twitter except to post going live messages. So I may not even see your message. So if your best way of like communicating with me is through the Discord. DS9 and Voyager were made connected to each other. There's references to DS9 and Voyager. I do know about that too, yeah. Like there's points where like they talk about each other or whatever. One of your favorite episodes was when a backup of the Doctor was activated on a planet. Oh yeah, that's a good episode. That's really interesting, yeah. And then it like rewrites history or whatever. I think that's really interesting too. Have you ever seen The Dark Side of the Moon? I mean, people have seen The Dark Side of the Moon. Mars would be fine. It could be that they died where Mars did. That's still terrifying. That's still scary. Even if I've become Joel. Do we have Joel as an emote yet? Hang on. Are you guys Joeling? Is Joel working? I told Fox to put Joel in chat. But I don't know if it works. Is the emote actually working? I can't see it on my end. How much longer am I going to be streaming? About 18 minutes. Because I am supposed to go spend time with my husband. Can we just get full-scale EU versus China versus USA space race? I would like that. But I would like even better if all of those countries got together and worked together on their projects and pooled their resources to do better and bigger and better things instead of fighting all the time. That would be even cooler. People have seen the dark side of the moon and also listened to the dark side of the moon. So true. So true. Yeah, I don't think Joel emote exists just yet. But I did tell Foxpaws that I want Joel. Do you guys want Joel? This is democracy. Do you guys want Joel as an emote? If only we could play that album and stream. We can. I just can't post the VOD, but I could. We all have unachievable dreams. Yeah. I would love to be spending more money on that. Summon the Joel. Let Joel have his own emote. You don't know what Joel is and you're afraid to ask? Joel is a fish. Joel is Joel. Joel is a great emote. My friends that have seen the dark side of the moon, I know that. See, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, we don't explore that part of the world, but we've seen it. We've mapped the moon. There are maps of the moon. So, and until you show me somewhere on the moon that's been, like, censored by the US government, then I'm not worried about it.
Corvus the Wolf asked, what Star Trek captain in series is best? Why do you think so? Well, that's a difficult question to answer. Everyone has their own opinion about which Star Trek captain in series is best.
You were asked a question.
I believe the best captain in series is ultimately based on personal preferences and views.
Okay.
Star Trek is full of incredible characters and scenarios that make it incredibly unique. My favorite captain in series is Captain Jean-Luc Picard from Next Generation.
Lame opinion. Lame opinion. Lame opinion. Absolutely lame opinion. Anybody that says that Picard is their favorite captain just says that because it's like that's like the normie thing to say. Okay, there are many correct opinions about who the best Star Trek captain is, and I'll tell you what your favorite captain says about you. Okay, if your favorite captain is the original series, whatever that guy's name was. What was that guy's name? Kirk. If it's Kirk, then you're a hipster. If it's Jean-Luc Picard, then you're basic. If it's Janeway, you're cool. I want to be friends with you. If it's the guy from DS9, objectively the correct answer. And if it's the guy from not Discovery, the guy from what the hell was that? What even that was that series? The guy from DS9. I only say that because I don't know, because I haven't watched DS9. My expressions while I'm explaining this are adorable. The guy from, what was the one that was before Discovery that nobody watched? I can't ask. Frick, I smacked my microphone again. What was the one that was before DS9 that like nobody watched? Enterprise. That one nobody watched, and if that's your favorite captain, I don't know what we're doing, what we're talking about. I don't know why we're even here. Because like, you just don't like Star Trek. If your favorite captain is Fishboy, that I can't think of the name of, from Discovery, hell yeah, that guy rules. Oh my god, this is why I know I need to stop streaming soon. It's getting in my throat. And if your favorite captain is Burnham, it's a pretty cool opinion. It's all right. The fish guy from Discovery his name is Kuru. Suru? Suru? I think his name is Suru. Suru sounds right. That guy rules. Objectively, Suru might be the best captain of all time. Actually. Does Lower Decks count? Sure. Why not? But Suru actually might be the best captain of all time. He's so good. What's the captain's name from Strange New Worlds? That is Pike. Pike is pretty good, but I think we need more time from Pike. Pike is good, but he's a little worried all the time, and it kind of bothers me. But Suru is probably like, as a captain, probably like one of the best captains because he helps people grow. He like has character growth. He's intelligent and like caring. I love him so much. He's really good. You should really get into Star Trek. Star Trek's pretty good. I like Star Trek. It's fun. If you like sci-fi, it's just fun. It's just good. Is Booker a captain? He doesn't have a crew. I wouldn't call him a captain. I would call him a pilot. I don't know about a captain. If you hate sci-fi, watch Star Wars. If you like sci-fi dramas, if you like space operas, you might like it. Star Wars is good though. Lower Decks is fun though. What if you picked Riker? Technically Riker is a captain, but he's never had a show, so I don't know if you could count it. But I guess he's a captain in Lower Decks, so I don't know. What would the best Star Trek to get into the universe with? Oh, my hot take is probably Discovery, but God, it sucks because like the early TNG and Voyager is so bad. Like that's the thing is like I don't know how to get somebody into Star Trek that's like getting into Star Trek today that isn't Discovery, because early Star Trek is so freaking bad that it's like, oh yeah, start with episode 1 of TNG, you're gonna quit. Start with episode 1 of Voyager, you're gonna quit. Start with episode 1 of DS9, you're gonna quit. They all suck. Honestly, actually, Star Trek Picard might be a good start, but then it's all spoilers. It won't make any sense. Nah, never mind. Doesn't make any sense. What's going on? We're just hanging out. Hi, Ariana. Arian, welcome on. Maybe one of the movies? Maybe. Actually, yeah, you're right. The best starting point actually might be watching First Contact. That actually might unironically be the best starting point. Watching First Contact, I think, would be the best starting point. Did I like Star Trek 1 with Viger? I didn't watch Star Trek 1. I've never watched any of the original series movies. I've watched a lot of the TNG movies, but I've actually never watched the original series. You don't think early TNG was that bad? Dude, it's so bad. Oh my God. There's an episode early on, like episode 3 or 4 or something like that, where the security officer that
Ripley
like
the
just
Oriole
dies
asked,
or whatever.
Noodles, is Sync a kobold in disguise?
You answer
Well,
carefully.
Nobody puts Noodles in a corner, especially not a sneaky little kobold. Bath time? Not a chance.
You live to see another day, but you didn't expressly say I wasn't a kobold, so you listen here. The Whale movie's so good. Honestly, I think First Contact is probably a pretty good place to go. Especially not a sneaky little kobold. I don't put you in a corner anyway. What are you talking about? Doesn't make any sense. Hi, Avi Arts. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, I never watched the original series. I've been meaning to watch the original series, but I think with the original series, you really have to watch it with a grain of salt. Like, because it's just, there's just so much nonsense and, like, misogyny in those. So, I don't know. Star Trek movie night? Yeah, why not? We could do that. I'd be into that. I've been thinking about starting to do, like, movie nights on, like, Fridays. Since I'm frequently available on Fridays. So if I could do, like, an after-work movie night, say around, like, 4 o'clock Pacific, like, right after work. 4 or 5 o'clock Pacific, and then I can just jump in VR and hang out with my friends or whatever. That'd be pretty cool. Dr. Crushers.
Only Cobbled simp for Janeway.
Only Kobold sim for Janeway? Get the hell out of here. Screw you. I love Janeway. She's awesome. Although, I will say, I'm rewatching Voyager, and I have to say, Janeway has a complete lack of disregard for her crew. She hates her crew. She, like, never gives them a chance. She's always putting them in danger's way for no reason. It's ridiculous. They are in the corner of the screen. They are up there in the corner of the screen, but that's because they're just hanging out up there. Hugs? We can get hugs. Hugs. Eh. Although my curtain's over here, it's going to mess with my paws. But yeah, maybe we could do that. Maybe I'll start doing that more often. We can start doing like a little bit of something on Friday night, right, like in the evening, because I don't really have to talk during a movie night. I can just broadcast a movie to the Discord, like between 5 and 7 o'clock on Fridays, and then I can like have dinner and then hop into VR. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, she violates the Prime Directive like all the time. Movie night in the Clam Club, especially when we do the updates. I would love to start hosting movie nights in VR. Actually, I think that would be really fun. I could throw it on Discord and in the Clam Club, maybe. We'll see. I would have to see how I could do that for you guys. Hug my phone screen for you. Aww. Every captain pisses on the Prime Directive. So where we would hold movie nights, hang on. Let me go down here. The movie night are down here in the new version of the Clam Club in this part of the world here. Oh my god, I wish I could show you guys. It's so cool. All of this got updated. This got updated here, like the screens. These beanbag chairs are updated. Everything here is updated. And the coolest part is that we really amplified it so that like when you're standing in front of the screen or sitting in front of the screen, you can hear the stereo audio from each channel. So when you're watching a movie, you get both channels. It's really cool. Show the secret back room. Hey, can I tell you something? It's going away. Sorry. It's going away. If it's going away, I should definitely show it. I could show us before it goes away. Can I tell you something? It's getting replaced with something way cooler. Way, way, way cooler. Does it work for Questies? The whole world works for Questies. Yeah, this should work for Questies too. Yeah, this is all updated so that it works with Questies. So when we watch movies in this world, you'll be able to sit here and cuddle with your friends in the beanbag chairs back here, and then you'll be able to watch the movies, and it'll be in 2.1 audio, so you'll get stereo audio. It's really awesome. I cannot wait. It's going to be good. Show it. Oh my god. It's so stupid. So we had this in the world because it was supposed to be a joke about the mod cages or whatever. This is where I put the mods or whatever when I wasn't streaming. And it's funny, but I think it doesn't make sense as a general work thing. But anyway. Hang on. The new area is so much cooler. Oh my god. I want to show it to you guys, but I'm not there yet. But this is the back rooms, basically. It's just...
You're getting rid of your secret back room? Where will Gilman go?
In my bedroom. Don't worry about it. Anyway, it's just basically the back rooms. You can see there's like a cage back here. And it's a joke about the mods being in the mod case. But it's basically
Wolf asks,
just the
Tell me a short Star Trek story how Janeway is better than Picard. Well, once upon a time there lived two captains, Captain Catherine Janeway of the USS Voyager and Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Though they shared the same passion for charting the stars and discovering new planets, they had different perspectives on how to run a starship and how to tackle certain challenges.
This is a long story.
Captain Janeway had an optimistic, can-do.
You're gonna have to have a lot more text for that. In my bedroom? Yeah, why not? But yeah, this is all that's here. Yeah, I did run out of text. So yeah, the joke is like, oh yeah, this is where I would put my mods. And you can see like there's a little bit of Lysic bread there for Lysic. And there's like a little tiny cage for Fox Paws because he's like this tall. And a little chicken nugget for him to eat or whatever. But that's the whole room. That's the Fox Paws cage. This is the Lysic cage. I put all mods in here. But now also we have way more mods. I want to show you guys the new area. I want to show you guys the new area so bad. Maybe next week. I think it will be live for next week. I think. I have no idea why that didn't get approved. Ripley, hang on. There you go. makes the clam club so much darker in hindsight. Gosh, I want to, oh God. I want to show you guys the new world so bad. Like, it looks so pretty. Oh my gosh, I went and took pictures of it. I went and toured it today, and it's like, oh my gosh. I don't want to spoil it, but like, suffice to say, that what's replacing that stupid area back there is probably the prettiest, coolest thing that is in the world. Like, everything else in this world pales in comparison to how pretty what's going back there is. It is awesome. Yeah, you just wait. Ty is working on adding new photos to the world. We're like in the last phases of testing. We are literally almost about to launch. I might have it done before the weekend. I might have the updates done before this weekend so we can all hang out in the world this weekend. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm really hyping it up because it is really good. It's a great update. And
hey, Sync. Hero Brene27 donated 100 bits and said, "Cheer 100 yo, is that a secret area like a chill L? Ound your man cave."
Something like that, yeah. It's still gonna be the mods area. Let's put it that way. It is the mods area. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But yeah, how does VR popcorn work? Great question. But to be specific, so I'm pushing this update this weekend, and there's a lot of really good stuff for it. It's a really good quality of life upgrade for the world. After this update, which is the biggest thing is replacing that back room, because it is a massive update to replace that back room, and then replace its quality of life to update all of this sort of stuff. New photos, new textures, all that kind of stuff, which is going to be really good. The other thing is that after that update, I'm starting another update that should be done in the next month or two, that will be restructuring a lot of the architecture of the VR world. We're gonna be like adding new textures, adding new like updated architecture, and making everything prettier, just like basically making all sorts of new stuff in the world. And with that update, we're gonna be adding a bunch of more stuff like pens. We're going to add more games in the world. We're going to add like dice. We're going to add like more stuff to do in general in the world. So it's going to be the games and architecture pack update. It's going to be really nice. Yeah, it's a big overhaul. CC Nights is being updated concurrently with CC Days. Yes, that's correct. So we're doing a major overhaul after that. So it'll be a complete rework of like the bar area. The pool should be mostly the same. There is some updates to the pool in this pack. There's some updates to the beach. There's some updates to like everything. There's like a little bit better. It's just a little bit better in every way. What inspired all the changes? I never intended this to be a one and go. I always intended this to be the basic world. I intended this to be like the start of the world. And then I always wanted to like make it just a little bit better. I always wanted to add more to the world, but I just had sort of like dragged my feet on it. I had actually started asking about this update like in October, but then I got so busy with the holidays that I didn't get a chance to do it. So I've already told the world maker that to plan on starting the next patch. Basically, after like we're launching this patch this week, and then we're starting on the next patch next week. So yeah. Am I making the mods a horny jail? No, not so much. That's what this is already, so. Yeah, I was so busy during working the holidays, that's true.
Noodles, Sync is changing the world. Isn't change always bad? Well,
hey.
Welly, not necessarily.
Exactly,
change can be both good and bad, and it really depends on the specific situation. Ultimately, change can sometimes be necessary for growth and progress. So, when it comes to Sync and how it's changing the world, I see it as an exciting opportunity to create a better world and unlock new possibilities.
Exactly, thank you. You have something to ask Noodles before stream ends? Reasonable Noodles, let's go. Reasonable Noodles. Noodles is so based. Let's go hang out by the pool for the last few minutes. Yeah, we gotta end stream in just a minute here. I think we're gonna go in like 4 more minutes or something like that. I started a few minutes late, so we'll go a couple extra minutes here. You don't have a gigantic 1,000-foot tall version of my dragon model threatening to crush the world with its paw in the skybox? No, we don't have that. I'm looking at the world here for a second. Because I'm like remembering what it looks like in the other version. Oh man. This version feels so empty to the other version comparatively. I'm just looking at it. There's so much more stuff in the world. It's nice. It looks so much more basic, yeah. There's like a lot of like little things that we updated here or there. Like, I don't want to spoil it. There's just stuff. For example, this gets a nice update over here. This guy Gary here gets a very cozy looking update. Let's put it that way. I will be announcing it probably... I'm hoping it will be Thursday, maybe Friday that we launch this. VR volleyball? There's already here. There's already volleyball over there. But we're not adding any games in this patch. The games are being added the next patch, which will take probably a month or two for me to finish. Because it's going to be another, like, pretty expensive, like, several $100 update there. But, yeah. Who's my world designer? Their name is Juice. It's Juice, 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 and then ... afterwards. I have their credits in the world. If you look at it on the sign over there, you could see it. Yeah, so that's another thing that's being updated with the pool table and the adjustable height. We're making it so that the adjustable height can't be stolen, and you can reset the table to its original position. So if somebody flings it into the sky, we can bring it back. That was like always a problem that I was running into. I'm curious about a specific bug that we encountered. Because we have this one bug that's like really weird. And I'm wondering if it exists in this world too. I'm trying to replicate it. I think it might only exist in the other version. We got this one bug that happened where you didn't get eye cup. I don't know what eye cup is. This weird bug where like you just start like walking on the water. But it seems like it's not in this version. Is this world currently quest compatible? Yeah. Every version of this world I ever put out will always be quest compatible. That is my promise. It won't necessarily look this pretty. The water shader isn't quite as nice, but it's pretty close. The lighting isn't quite as nice, but it's pretty close. We get as close as we can, and we've always... Oh, I see you pee. I get it. What does quest compatible entail? It's like different textures, different rendering devices and stuff like that. It's just generally basically not as pretty as like the PC world. That's all. But they are compatible. They should work just fine. It's the Matrix bleeding through. Yeah, that's what that is. But yeah, like we've updated. Oh my gosh, you guys. I want to talk so much about what the world update is. I will be posting it soon. It's gonna be like in a day or two. I literally just had Juice send me a message showing me the screenshots of the things that I asked them to fix. I think we're good on that part. We're just waiting to update like the pictures that are like in the bar over here. As a dragon, I need a crystal grotto. Listen, we can add a lot of stuff to this world. I mean, there is this whole area over here that's empty. But I think over here is the wall. Oh my god. You scared the crap out of me. What? I'm trying not to give everything away. Yeah, okay, so the wall is here. The wall of the world is here. My boyfriend literally jump scared me. So this is the wall of the world here, but you can see there's kind of like some rocky area over here. There is a chance I could kind of like bore out the mountain here.
Indigo
and, like,
_ monkey
put some
asked,
stuff over here.
what can you tell us about the appendage you don't have? Well, about my missing appendage? Well, I sometimes let myself wonder what it would be like to have it. To explore the world more deeply with its sensibility. To experience something new and mysterious. The possibilities of how it could expand my life experience feels infinite. So even though I don't know what it would be like, I feel a hint.
I'm gonna end stream. No more of you. You're going back in the box.
Not. Not.
Anyway, I actually do have some stuff to do. It's
No.
getting to be that time
No.
where I gotta go to bed. So, or not go to bed. Go hang out with the
No.
husband. So, I should put a junk pad to fly into the sky to witness my creation.
Not.
You don't know? Oh, chat. Okay, before we end stream, I have
Not.
to show you one more thing. If you don't know this about the world,
Not.
also, yeah, Noodles, you can't say that.
Not.
These umbrellas right here are jump pads.
Not.
And if you jump up onto them,
Don't put me back in the box.
you don't really have a say in the matter, do you? If you jump up on the umbrellas, you can go flying. Next Tuesday, you have to wake me up. Don't let you nap. Alexa, set an alarm for Tuesday at 5 o'clock Pacific. See? You can jump around on these. Why did I do that? I mean, I'm just trying to help you know that my stream is about to start. I like how my hair flattens when I land. The wing flappies. I'm flying. Okay, I'm gonna end stream. There is a frisbee up there on the roof, yeah. We're gonna add all sorts of little things for you guys to play with.
Nut.
Stop it.
Nut.
All right,
What's
I'm
with
ending
all the
stream.
nutting?
No, I'm ending stream. We're not doing this. I'm gonna go find somebody to raid. Ba 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 ba. Who we got
Not.
here? I should send it to you guys to there.
Not.
That's my first choice, I think.
Not.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna send you
No,
over there.
no.
All right, guys. I will see you guys next time. I had a great time today. We're gonna be back here on Saturday.
no.
On Saturday, we will be playing something. I think we might be playing
no.
Timberborn,
No.
which I think is pretty fun. Either that or we're playing High Fidelity something or other, whatever that other game is called. I don't remember. Okay, no. What's Noodles' raid message? I believe we have to ask them one more time. Can somebody ask Noodles what the raid message is? Or we could do sync is cute. But I don't, it's a weird raid message. We don't want to do that as a raid message. Ask Noodles whatever that new raid message is. Stop it. That's a weird raid message. It's just a weird thing to bring into somebody else's stream. It's a weird thing to like just go into the stream and be like, hey, everybody sync is cute. No. We don't want to do that. It's weird. It's a weird vibe. It's a weird vibe. Trust me, it's weird. It's like barging into somebody else's house and being like, that house is cuter than your house. And it's like, what? It doesn't make any sense. It's a weird vibe. It's a weird vibe. There's a timer on Ass Noodles. Frick. I need to like have a custom action. Sing says they're not cute. I didn't say that. Okay, let me play with this. Yeah. All right, I'm putting a different timer on. There you go. Should work now. There we go. Perfect.
Alex the Blue Fox asked, what is the raid message for tonight's stream? Well, there is no raid message for tonight's stream.
Okay, well, I guess the raid message is that there's no raid message for tonight's stream. That's the raid message. There is no raid message for tonight's stream. That's it. Yeah, my Fennec Dirk. Hey, Fooster. That's the raid message. All right, guys. Give my friend all the love and affection that you normally bring to me. Thank you so much for being in my community, for being around, and being so supportive and being so awesome and so cute. I will be announcing to the Discord when we launch the new clan club. Please check it out. I'm hoping we can do some sort of event this Friday. Hopefully to check it out together. I will talk to my friend Tyroy about that and make sure that we can get an event started for that. Hopefully not in conflict with anything else. I will see you guys then. I will be there for that event. So if you want to meet me, make some space on Friday night and come see me. I will see you then. And for now, I'm going to say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Love you all. Bye. Hang on.
Not.
Goodbye, guys.